Study IELTS. Xin chào tất cả các bạn khán giả thân yêu của Now It's Time to Study IELTS. Không biết là buổi tối ngày hôm nay của các bạn có khỏe không? Rất là vui khi lại được gặp những gương mặt rất là quen thuộc, rất quen thuộc luôn. Cho nên là rất vui, cực kỳ vui khi mà được tham gia cùng với mọi người trong buổi tối ngày hôm nay. Đó. Ai chà, để xem nào. Hi everyone. Hùng Hải, Nguyễn Khắc Hùng Anh, Nguyễn Hữu Trang, bữa nay mới gặp em lần đầu. Hello Ngọc Diễm, hello Bảo Trần, hello Giang Nguyễn, hello Trịnh Quang Trường, hello Phan Quang Việt, Nguyễn Xuân Toản, Nguyễn Khắc Hùng Anh. Ủa chào lại. List Music and Video, Tà Người Quang, hello Bảo Trần, Người Quang luôn, Nguyễn Xuân Toản. Hôm nay có chủ đề gì hot không hả? Chủ đề gì hot bây giờ trời? Hôm nay là ngày chủ nhật, ngày mai thì đã là một tuần mới rồi. Hôm nay phải nói thật với các bạn là lẽ ra là mình đã đi xem một cái show là show Những Thành Phố Mơ Màng. Nhưng mà cuối cùng là quyết định ở nhà để livestream cùng với mọi người. Cái sự kiện âm nhạc Những Thành Phố Mơ Màng này cũng rất là hay. Đó. Không biết là các bạn có biết đến cái sự kiện này ở công viên Yên Sở hay không. Nhưng mà Những Thành Phố Mơ Màng là một cái show cũng rất là chất, với lại rất là nhiều những cái nghệ sĩ. Để mình xem nào. Có Vũ nè, có Hoàng Dũng, có Thái Đinh, Cá Hồi Hoang. Nhiều quá, thiệt là buồn. Nhưng mà không sao, năm nay đó. Rồi Chili, Seven Uppercut, rồi The Cassette, rồi có Madihu, Kazus, Dalap, Ngọt. Trời đất ơi. Nhưng mà không sao, cũng gặp mọi người ở đây trên sóng như này là mình cũng cảm thấy rất là vui rồi. Cũng không có bị chạnh lòng phần nào. Nay có chị Khánh Vi không anh? Có, chị Khánh Vi lúc nào cũng xuất hiện hết á. Em muốn Khánh Vi xuất hiện thì có chị Khánh Vi xuất hiện luôn. Nào, nghe nào.
Góc kiểm tra bài cũ, một từ mới mà bạn đã học được trong bài học ngày hôm qua là gì? Comment ngay nhá.
Đó, vừa lòng em chưa? Hello Trần Duy Toàn. Ngày hôm nay thì chúng ta sẽ có một hello Triệu Phương Linh, hello Nhung Đinh, hello Ngọc Diễm, hello Nhi Nguyễn, hello các bạn. Các bạn có một buổi tối như thế nào? Không biết là hãy chia sẻ cùng với tụi mình là xem buổi tối ngày hôm nay hoặc là cả ngày hôm nay thứ chủ nhật thì các bạn làm gì? Mình mới từ Bắc Ninh về. Hôm trước em không học hả? Trước em học cho nên là em không có kiểm tra được từ mới. Ở ngày trước nữa học cái gì thì cũng có thể chia sẻ với mọi người. Thực ra cái phần kiểm tra từ mới này nó chỉ là một cái cớ để cho mình chia sẻ gì cái thứ mình nhớ thôi cho mọi người á. Đó, cho nên là anh cũng hy vọng rằng cái phần này. Anh ơi, anh học IELTS như thế nào khi mà bị mất gốc ạ? Câu hỏi của bạn Thêm Phùng. Đây thực ra cũng là một câu hỏi mà rất là nhiều bạn hỏi. Những bạn mà hỏi là mình bị mất gốc mà không biết học như thế nào là thường các bạn chưa bao giờ học. Bởi vì các bạn có rất là nhiều những cái nỗi sợ với ngoại ngữ, với tiếng Anh. Và nói thật với lại bạn Thêm Phùng nha, một ngày á IELTS Face-OFF nhận được phải đến có khi cả 100 người hỏi cùng một câu á, là em bị mất gốc, em không biết bắt đầu từ đâu. Thực ra có rất là nhiều cách để bạn có thể bắt đầu cái niềm đam mê của ngôn ngữ. Ví dụ như là Thêm Phùng xem cái show này được hơn 30 phút á, thì tức là em đã bắt đầu hành trình học tiếng Anh. Còn nếu mà em xem mà em cảm thấy chán hoặc là em cảm thấy là tôi cần lướt TikTok bởi vì có nhiều cái thứ giải trí hay ho hơn á, thì anh khuyên là em cũng chưa nên bắt đầu, bởi vì là em chưa sẵn sàng tâm thế của người bắt đầu học. Anh chia sẻ với em ở đây nha, có những bạn như là bạn Toàn nè, đó, Trịnh Quang Trường nè. Trịnh Quang Trường là một bạn học sinh cấp 3, bạn cũng có thi IELTS nhưng mà bạn vẫn giữ cái thói quen mỗi ngày, bây giờ là hơn 1 tháng trời rồi. Rồi Trường dẫn theo bạn là Nguyễn Khắc Hùng Anh. Rồi ngoài ra rất là nhiều bạn rất là quen thuộc mỗi buổi tối nữa, họ đều học rất là đều đặn từ đầu đến cuối. Cho nên là, và nếu mà em thật sự có một cái tâm thế em muốn học á, thì sẽ không có ai cản được cái đó hết. Bởi vì cái nguồn tài nguyên trên mạng rất là nhiều, quan trọng là mình có sắp xếp được thời gian, mình có biết điểm bắt đầu ở đâu không. Anh cũng chia sẻ là có một cái group chat ở trên Facebook, các bạn làm việc rất là hiệu quả. Anh tin rằng là em chỉ cần hỏi riêng một câu đó thôi á, thì Xuân Toản sẽ vào và trả lời cho em. Đúng không? Anh đọc đúng tên em không Toản? Duy Toản, Trần Duy Toản. Một bạn rất là nhiệt tình luôn. Em thấy chúng ta đang sống trong một thế giới có rất là nhiều những cái thứ thuận lợi, cho nên đừng hỏi là mất gốc thì học IELTS từ đâu. Thậm chí em có thể Google để tìm ra cái đó mà, nhưng mà quan trọng là em có thật sự sẵn sàng hay chưa. Bởi vì em chỉ cần Google cái câu là mất gốc tiếng Anh thì học làm sao á, thì quan trọng là em bắt đầu được như thế nào. Thì lúc đó thì mình sẽ tính tiếp. Chứ còn em chứ hỏi một câu hỏi rất là mơ hồ như là rất nhiều bạn khán giả vẫn hỏi á, thì anh cũng trả lời câu hỏi này đi, trả lời lại rất là nhiều lần rồi á. Nếu mà bạn biết bạn mất gốc thì bạn sẽ phải tìm một người để có thể cùng bạn để sửa cái gốc đó. Nhưng mà quan trọng là bạn sẽ phải sửa như thế nào, bạn có sẵn sàng chưa nha. Hy vọng rằng em sẽ có những cái suy nghĩ thật là đúng về việc là chúng ta sẽ tiếp cận với lại tiếng Anh, tiếp cận với ngoại ngữ như thế nào. Đó. Mình đoán là bạn thêm Phùng mà hỏi một câu chắc là bạn thêm Phùng cũng biến mất luôn rồi. Đó, cho nên là mình nghĩ rằng một trong những cái thứ hay ho nhất mà các bạn trẻ bây giờ, như là cái nhóm mà mình đang thấy ở đây, cứ dày thêm. Các bạn thực sự là những cái người mà làm cho mình rất là khâm phục, bởi vì bên cạnh những người bạn rất là cả thèm chóng chán, bên cạnh những người bạn mà luôn luôn đặt ra cho mình những cái rào cản và không biết bước tới, thì mình được gặp những người bạn ở ngoài đời. Mình gặp những người bạn ví dụ như là Leo Daverat ở Bắc Ninh nè, hoặc là mình gặp Trần Duy Toản là một người bạn Thanh Hóa, có rất là nhiều những cái lắt léo về nghề nghiệp, nhưng mà bạn luôn luôn tìm đến tận cùng những cái thứ bản chất của vấn đề đó để giải quyết nó. Cho nên là anh tin rằng nếu như bạn hỏi một câu mà bạn quan tâm đến, là bạn vẫn theo dõi, thì chính những cái người bạn vẫn đang xuất hiện và đang comment mỗi buổi tối là một trong những cái động viên tinh thần lớn nhất dành cho các bạn. Mỗi buổi sáng anh thức dậy anh cũng đều check Facebook Messenger của cái nhóm đó. Mỗi buổi tối anh đi ngủ, trước khi đi ngủ anh cũng mỉm cười rất là vui vì có bạn thức khuya, có bạn dậy sớm, có bạn đi học buổi sáng, có bạn đi học buổi chiều, nhưng mà các bạn đều đọc những cái thông tin đó. Và anh nghe đồn là các bạn đó cũng đang chuẩn bị một cái English Club, và IELTS FACE-OFF sẽ ủng hộ mọi người hết mình bằng cách là sẽ giới thiệu các marketer tham gia cùng với mọi người. Bản thân anh và Sơn Serious cũng sẽ design những cái hoạt động để cho mọi người có thể học tiếng Anh thông qua những cái game hoặc là những cái debate session ở trong cái buổi đó. Mà tụi mình có một cái rất là nhiều những cái giáo viên tiếng Anh đến từ Mỹ của hệ thống ETA, tức là một cái chương trình trao đổi giáo viên ở tại Mỹ khi mà họ dạy tiếng Anh ở tại Việt Nam. Đâu đó cũng có một vài bạn đang theo dõi chương trình, thì sẽ có các cái giáo viên Mỹ đến tham gia vào mùa hè và mùa thu năm nay đó. Nhưng mà nếu mà không có thì không sao, IELTS FACE-OFF sẽ mở ra những cái speaking club để cho các bạn có thể join cùng, và chắc chắn nó sẽ rất là thú vị. Bởi vì mình tin rằng chính những cái người bạn mà vẫn đang theo dõi mỗi tối, rất là kiên trì mỗi tối, không bỏ cuộc mỗi tối, chính là cái nguồn động lực để cho tụi mình sản xuất chương trình tốt nhất. Và như là mọi người thấy hôm thứ Sáu vừa rồi á, dù là vẫn đi công tác, tụi mình cũng vẫn online để vẫn livestream cho mọi người. Chỉ có điều là tụi mình chuẩn bị sẵn một cái playlist và cực kỳ vui luôn, bởi vì là mình chỉ xuất hiện ở đoạn đầu và đoạn cuối thôi, nhưng mà riêng ở giữa thì các thành viên bảo ban nhau rất là nhiệt tình. Anh rất là tin vào cái thế hệ của các em, cho nên là anh hy vọng rằng các em sẽ có được thêm cho mình nhiều động lực nữa. Và nếu mà có bất cứ một cái khó khăn gì thì IELTS FACE-OFF cũng như là VTV7 kênh truyền hình giáo dục quốc gia sẽ luôn đồng hành cùng với các bạn, và rất mong sẽ được gặp những cái gương mặt rạng ngời của các bạn, những cái thành tích của các bạn. Và đó, sắp tới thì có Leo đi thi IELTS nè, sắp tới thì sẽ có Toản của thi IELTS nè, các bạn sẽ chia sẻ với chúng ta rất là nhiều những cái thứ từ đề thi mà anh tin rằng là những thứ mình muốn thì vũ trụ lắng nghe và gửi cho mình những cái người bạn cực kỳ tuyệt vời như thế này. Cảm ơn các em rất là nhiều. Mic hơi rè em, không sao. Quân là ngày nào cũng để ý mic hết á. Nhiều khi mic nó cũng chuyện này chuyện kia, máy cũ rồi sao. Không sao, bây giờ thì chúng ta sẽ cùng đến với playlist của buổi tối ngày hôm nay nha. Tối ngày hôm nay thì chúng ta sẽ có rất là nhiều những cái chủ điểm ở khung giờ đầu tiên, đó chính là khung giờ Musketeer, khung giờ của cái chuyên mục tiếng Anh học thuật. Các em sẽ được học về multiple choice, rồi được học về true false not given, học về dạng bài điền từ vào chỗ trống. Rồi chúng ta sẽ được đến với một cái bài nói về describe a house or an apartment you like to live in. Rồi chúng ta sẽ gặp Musketeer Thịnh Nguyễn, Andy Nguyễn cùng với một cái video trả lời những cái câu hỏi thường thức của các bạn khán giả liên quan đến IELTS đó. Cho nên là các bạn cứ sẵn sàng, thấy bạn thêm ông vô hỏi một câu rồi đi luôn á. Cho nên là mình tin rằng cái phần 15 phút mà Thịnh Nguyễn sẽ chia sẻ với chúng ta những cái thắc mắc từ vựng nè, từ bắt đầu từ đâu. Cho nên là các bạn cứ chuẩn bị sẵn sàng nha, phần này rất là thú vị. Ngoài ra thì chúng ta cũng sẽ có rất là nhiều âm nhạc trong ngày hôm nay. Và lần đầu tiên chúng ta cũng đến với mùa 3 rồi nha. Mùa 3 tập đầu tiên sẽ là câu chuyện của Tạ Quốc Kỳ Nam. Đây cũng là một câu chuyện của một nhân vật rất là thú vị. Nếu mà các bạn cứ thử Google xem bạn đó là người như thế nào. Một designer, sau đó thì là một người sản xuất content kiểu rất là thú vị, vui tính và có một cái năng lực là làm cho người ta cười. Và ngoài ra thì chúng ta sẽ có Study UK 101 với những điều cần biết về những cái chứng chỉ nếu như bạn cần chuẩn bị đi du học ở nước Anh. Đó, sẵn sàng chưa? Chúng ta sẽ cùng đến với buổi tối ngày hôm nay nha. Và hy vọng rằng các bạn sẽ có một buổi tối học thật là chăm chỉ. Bởi vì cứ nhớ là chúng ta sẽ cần phải chuẩn bị gì nè.
Cả lớp sẵn sàng, giấy, bút, học.
Sẵn sàng chưa mọi người? Sẵn sàng chưa cả lớp? Bây giờ thì chúng ta sẽ cùng đến với playlist của buổi tối ngày hôm nay. Và cảm ơn những người bạn rất là dễ thương. Trời ơi, Brooks Nguyễn nữa nè, bây giờ mới vô đúng không? Nguyễn Xuân Toản, Nhiên Nguyễn, Duy Toản, Bảo Trần, Giang Nguyễn. Trời ơi, những cái tên rất là thân thương. Nào, chúng ta hãy cùng bắt đầu lớp học ngày hôm nay nha. to study IELTS.
Và bây giờ chúng ta cùng nhìn lại câu hỏi phần listening mà chúng ta đã gặp trong IELTS Marathon tuần vừa rồi.
Hi, great to see you. I'm Jody, and I'll be looking after both of you for the first month you're working here at the Amersham Theatre. I'll tell you something about the theatre now, then take you to meet two of the other staff. It's an old building, and it's been modernized several times. In fact, you can see we're carrying out a major refurbishment at the moment. The interior has just been repainted, and we're about to start on the exterior of the building. That'll be a big job. The work's running over budget, so we've had to postpone installing an elevator. I hope you're happy running up and down stairs. When the theatre was built, people were generally slimmer and shorter than now, and the seats were very close together. We've replaced them with larger seats with more legroom. This means fewer seats in total, but we've taken the opportunity to install seats that can easily be moved to create different acting spaces. We've also turned a few storerooms over to other purposes, like using them for meetings.
As you all know, last week Thursday required 2 answers, but many of you only sent us 1 answer. So remember, always read the question carefully to then respond to it correctly.
Như các bạn đã biết đấy, hầu hết các câu hỏi lựa chọn nhiều đáp án thì yêu cầu chúng ta lựa chọn chỉ duy nhất một đáp án thôi. Nhưng cũng có những bài người ta sẽ yêu cầu chúng ta lựa chọn 2 đáp án hoặc 3 đáp án. Vì vậy việc đầu tiên và vô cùng quan trọng là các bạn đừng để mất điểm với những câu hỏi yêu cầu chọn nhiều đáp án như thế này.
When reading multiple choice questions, it's very important to note to be careful of time.
Bản thân mình khi mà mới bắt đầu luyện thi IELTS, mình gặp rất nhiều trở ngại với câu hỏi multiple choice, các câu hỏi lựa chọn nhiều đáp án. Lý do là bởi vì mình thường không có đủ thời gian để đọc hết các đáp án, các lựa chọn cũng như câu hỏi, và đồng thời không thể nhớ hết được các từ khóa quan trọng để có thể lắng nghe trong bài nghe. So Thao, can you suggest some way with the students who have similar problems as me?
So one thing to review is speed reading. So very important to note, when practicing speed reading, to skim through and underline key words that you can use as reference for the question as well as for your own answer.
Gạch chân các từ khóa còn giúp cho mình nhanh chóng ghi nhớ lại khi mình nghe tới phần đó liên quan trong bài nghe.
In your opinion, which words should we underline in the question?
Với câu hỏi này, có lẽ mình sẽ ngay lập tức gạch chân từ changes and refurbishment. Câu hỏi muốn chúng ta lắng nghe về những thay đổi đã xảy ra sau quá trình cải tạo của rạp hát này. Với đáp án A thì chúng ta nên gạch chân từ room and different use. Với đáp án B, chúng ta sẽ lựa chọn từ different type and sitting. Đáp án C, elevator. Đáp án D, outside, repaired. Và đáp án cuối cùng, extra seats. Tuy nhiên các bạn sẽ để ý thấy một điều khi có đáp án B và đáp án E cùng nói về seats and sitting. Vậy thì từ khóa ở đây sẽ là từ làm cho 2 đáp án này trở nên khác biệt. Ví dụ như với đáp án B, chúng ta sẽ để ý từ different type, các loại ghế ngồi khác nhau hoặc loại ghế ngồi mới so với loại cũ. Trong khi với đáp án E, extra added, có thêm ghế được đưa thêm vào rạp hát. Vậy thì chúng ta sẽ để ý những điều này khi chúng ta nghe trong phần recording. Có một bạn thí sinh khi trả lời phần listening thì đã gửi cho mình câu hỏi như sau. Trong bài tập này, bạn ngay lập tức bị bối rối khi mà nhìn thấy từ refurbishment vì bạn không biết từ này nghĩa là gì. So Thao, what can we do if we don't know a word in the question or in the answer choices?
Well, first thing to remember is stay calm. Now, when you see or hear a difficult word, very important to note, it will be repeated in the question. So don't worry if you don't catch it the first time.
Bây giờ chúng ta cùng nhìn lại phần nội dung của bài nghe.
Hi, great to see you. I'm Jody, and I'll be looking after both of you for the first month you're working here at the Amersham Theatre. I'll tell you something about the theatre now, then take you to meet two of the other staff. It's an old building, and it's been modernized several times. In fact, you can see we're carrying out a major refurbishment at the moment. The interior has just been repainted, and we're about to start on the exterior of the building. That'll be a big job. The work's running over budget, so we've had to postpone installing an elevator. I hope you're happy running up and down stairs. When the theatre was built, people were generally slimmer and shorter than now, and the seats were very close together. We've replaced them with larger seats with more legroom. This means fewer seats in total, but we've taken the opportunity to install seats that can easily be moved to create different acting spaces. We've also turned a few storerooms over to other purposes, like using them for meetings.
Các bạn có thể để ý ngay lập tức có từ refurbishment xuất hiện trước khi các câu hỏi, các đáp án được nhắc đến. Mình còn nhận thấy trong phần nội dung này có rất nhiều từ khác đã được diễn đạt lại bằng cách khác. Chúng ta có từ exterior và từ này thì có nghĩa là outside. Hay các bạn có để ý thấy từ gì cùng nghĩa với từ different use không nhỉ? Other purposes, right? Vậy nếu chúng ta để ý về các từ đồng nghĩa, các cách diễn đạt tương đương thì chúng ta có thể dễ dàng nắm được nội dung cũng như biết được là khi nào đáp án được nhắc tới.
That's right. So keywords and paraphrases are important to remember, but don't rely on them too much when listening to the question and the answers. For example, you heard in the question, installing an elevator. Now, answer C might seem tempting, but it includes the word postpone. So you know answer C is not correct.
Hoặc tương tự như câu C vừa rồi, ở câu D, the outside of the building has been repaired. Rõ ràng các bạn cũng có thể nghe thấy từ exterior, repaired. Nhưng câu này đầy đủ và hoàn chỉnh chúng ta được nghe là we're about to start on the exterior of the building. Và about to start có nghĩa là điều đó chưa xảy ra. Chính vì thế, đáp án D sẽ là đáp án không chính xác.
As we mentioned earlier, B and E might look similar, but important to note, the words that go with the seats in the recordings are larger, more legroom, fewer seats. So E is an incorrect answer.
Một đáp án nữa mà chúng ta cũng sẽ lựa chọn đấy là đáp án A. Bởi vì trong phần nghe chúng ta sẽ nghe thấy turn a few storerooms over to other purposes, like using them for meetings. Vậy thì trong trường hợp này rõ ràng other purposes và different use là từ đồng nghĩa. Và vì lý do đó, A là đáp án chính xác.
First off, read the question carefully. Always pay attention to the number of options in the multiple choice questions. Number 2, skim and underline the key words. Number 3, listen to both the key words and information that goes along with it. Attention to detail keeps you away from the traps IELTS listening questions have.
Này mà, cố lên, học chăm quá. Tuyết ơi, giỏi, Tuyết ơi, đỉnh. Thêm một tí nữa thôi, con viên từ mới học. Một từ mới mà một từ mới mà bạn đã học được trong bài. Yay! Yo! Study IELTS with IFO. Mày về sửa nhá Sơn.
Hello Vietnam and welcome to VTV7. My name is Lee G.
Và mình là Hồng Ngọc.
Thank you for joining our new TV show,
IELTS Master. IELTS Master là chương trình cung cấp kiến thức cũng như lời giải dành cho chuỗi livestream mà chúng ta đã gặp nhau lần vừa rồi, IELTS Marathon. Và trong tập ngày hôm nay thì chúng ta sẽ cùng với nhau xử lý những dạng bài mà rất nhiều bạn đã gặp vấn đề trong tuần vừa rồi. Đó là
true, false and not given in reading.
Và cách paraphrase hiệu quả trong kỹ năng writing. Và bây giờ mình và cô Ly sẽ cùng với các bạn xử lý câu hỏi phần reading đã gây rất nhiều khó khăn cho chúng ta trong tuần vừa rồi.
Okay, so let's have a look at question number 1. Chilies come from South America. Is this true, false or not given? If we look at the text, can we see a synonym for the word come? May I ask you?
I think it's the word originate.
You are correct. Well done. So the synonym of come is originate. Chilies originate from South America. So this question, chilies come from South America, is true.
Vậy chúng ta đã thấy tip đầu tiên để có thể xử lý dạng bài true false not given. Đấy là chúng ta phải nhận biết được những từ đồng nghĩa, những từ có nghĩa tương đồng. đồng trong đoạn văn. Các bạn có thể hoàn toàn luyện tập ở nhà qua một trò chơi rất là thú vị. Đấy là chúng ta sẽ nghĩ tới một từ bất kỳ trong tiếng Anh và sau đấy thì chúng ta cố gắng tìm thật nhiều những từ đồng nghĩa với từ này.
So, I now have a challenge for all of you and you. Get your paper and pen ready. I'm going to give you 15 seconds to write down as many synonyms as you can think of for this word. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Okay, I think so.
And the word is
Big. Huge, gigantic, enormous, tall?
okay, that's your time up. Now, for the word tall, we would use it to describe, for example, a tall man. That man is so tall, or that is a really tall building. So we would probably say, okay, the man is big, the man is tall. That's fine. The building is tall, the building is big. We wouldn't use that word. So just be careful. But I think you guys are smart enough. You are IELTS masters. So we can add some more words than the 5 words that she's given us. We can say titanic, vast, colossal. There are so many synonyms for you there. So make sure you take the time to learn these words.
Mình nghĩ đây là một hoạt động, một trò chơi rất thú vị để bạn có thể làm cùng bạn bè mình trong thời gian rảnh. Và chắc chắn là khi chúng ta luyện tập nhiều thì chúng ta sẽ xây dựng được một vốn từ đủ rộng để chúng ta có thể xử lý tất cả các câu hỏi trong IELTS Reading.
Okay, so let's have a look at question number 2. People began eating chilies in the last few centuries. Is that true, false, or not given? So let's have a look at the passage. Chilies have been eaten for at least 9,500 years.
Nếu như nhìn vào câu hỏi này, có lẽ nhiều bạn nghĩ rằng đáp án quá là hiển nhiên rồi. Bởi vì trong bài đọc người ta nói rằng ớt đã được ăn cách đây hơn 9.500 năm. Tuy nhiên, một số bạn thì sẽ gặp vấn đề với từ centuries đấy. Bởi vì rõ ràng chúng ta nhiều khi sẽ hơi khó để phân biệt, hoặc là chúng ta tạm quên mất thập kỷ là gì, thế kỷ là gì và thiên niên kỷ là gì. Vậy thì hãy nhớ, centuries của chúng ta là thế kỷ và đều có nghĩa là 100 năm. A few centuries ở đây sẽ có nghĩa là một vài trăm năm. Và vì lý do đấy thì đáp án trong câu này sẽ là false.
Correct. The answer is false. Question number 3. South Americans were the first people to start eating chilies. Now be careful with this question because sometimes you can presume that the question can be true or false when actually it is not given.
Khi các bạn đọc câu đầu tiên trong đoạn văn, các bạn cũng nhìn thấy South American, các bạn cũng nhìn thấy eating. Tuy nhiên phần thông tin rất nhỏ còn thiếu chính là từ first. Ở đây trong bài đọc hoàn toàn không nói gì về việc it was first eaten by South American. Cho nên đáp án của chúng ta trong trường hợp này sẽ là not given. Chính vì lý do đấy, khi các bạn làm những câu hỏi thuộc dạng bài true, false, not given, đừng suy đoán mà chúng ta hãy đọc kỹ từng thành phần trong câu hỏi để có thể biết được phần thông tin nào đang bị thiếu, phần thông tin nào bị sai để có thể đưa ra được đáp án chính xác nhé.
Okay, so now it's time to review this reading exercise. Don't forget all 3 tips. Tip number 1, synonyms, synonyms, synonyms. They are now your best friend. Make sure you take time to learn as many as you possibly can. Tip number 2, make sure you understand the word and learn the word. And tip number 3, never ever presume. Okay, so keep these 3 tips in mind and you are an IELTS master.
Now it's time to study IELTS.
Let's look at the question and listen to the recording.
You will hear an extract from a talk given to a group who are going to stay in the UK.
Good evening and welcome to the British Council. My name is John Parker and I've been asked to talk to you briefly about certain aspects of life in the UK before you actually go there. So I'm going to talk first about the best ways of making social contacts there. Now, you might be wondering why it should be necessary. After all, we meet people all the time. But When you're living in a foreign country, it can be more difficult, not just because of the language, but because customs may be different.
Thao, could you introduce the first thing we can do with this type of exercise?
First thing to do is always remember the word limit. No more than 3 words and or a number.
Nếu như các bạn có câu đáp án là 3,000 years, các bạn có thể điền vào phần trả lời của các bạn là over 3,000 years. Nhưng nếu các bạn điền vào đáp án là more than 3,000 years thì câu trả lời đó sẽ không được chấp nhận. Vì vậy các bạn hãy cố gắng ghi nhớ khi chúng ta điền đáp án vào phía trả lời nhé.
Okay. Pay attention to signal words. For example, in this question of what 2 factors can make social contact in foreign countries difficult? Make sure to note nouns such as what.
Với câu hỏi what thì chắc chắn là chúng ta sẽ cần tìm một danh từ trong phần nghe. Cũng giống như việc khi các bạn có câu hỏi về where thì các bạn sẽ tìm một địa điểm, hay when thì chúng ta sẽ để ý thời gian. Rõ ràng là chúng ta đã tìm ra được một số các từ khóa hay còn gọi là từ tín hiệu để chúng ta có thể sử dụng và để ý khi nghe. Tuy nhiên, các bạn hãy lưu ý là rất có thể những từ này sẽ được paraphrase trong phần bài nghe. Ví dụ với từ social contacts thì có thể chúng ta sẽ nghe thấy là social interactions. Hay với difficult thì có thể chúng ta sẽ nghe thấy những từ như là hard, như là not easy. Vì thế cho nên hãy cố gắng lưu ý về những từ đồng nghĩa khi chúng ta nghe phần recording nhé.
Last but not least, pay attention to your spelling. Many students who sent us the answer last Thursday lost points because they didn't spell it correctly.
Và không chỉ là lỗi về đánh vần, mà rất nhiều bạn khi gửi đáp án đến không được chấp nhận đáp án của mình chỉ vì các bạn thiếu hoặc là thừa S trong đáp án. Ví dụ trong trường hợp này rất nhiều bạn đã điền languages thay vì language và điều đó thì làm cho đáp án của các bạn sai. Lỗi sai về số nhiều và số ít là một lỗi khá phổ biến với những bạn bắt đầu học tiếng Anh, đặc biệt là khi chúng ta làm các dạng bài như bài thi IELTS. Vậy thì có một bí quyết nho nhỏ dành cho các bạn. Đấy là nếu như các bạn không thể nghe kỹ được S ending, tức là âm cuối S của các từ, thì các bạn hãy để ý xem phía trước từ đấy người ta có dùng những từ như an hoặc each để nói đó là danh từ số ít hay không. Và nếu trong trường hợp các bạn không nghe thấy những từ này thì khả năng rất cao đáp án của chúng ta sẽ là danh từ số nhiều.
Well, I always recommend to students that they should review the sounds of S, Z, and is. So let's play a quick game to review those sounds. So we're going to be reviewing the singular forms and the plural forms of these words. So let's start off with the first word, advice. What's the plural?
Advices?
Oof. So remember, advices does not exist. For advice, there's no plural form. We simply stick with advice. Now let's review another word, rose.
Roses.
Perfect. Very good job. Wife.
Wives.
Perfect. Remember the VES sound, wives. Let's do it one more time.
Wives.
Perfect. Fantastic.
Trò chơi và thầy Thao vừa mới gợi ý cho chúng ta sẽ là một cách rất thú vị để chúng ta có thể cùng nhau ôn tập lại cách phát âm phụ âm cuối S trong các từ trong tiếng Anh. Và điều này chắc chắn sẽ giúp cho các bạn đạt được điểm tốt hơn đối với các câu hỏi trong IELTS listening.
Let's review the 3 rules that we covered today. First thing, always remember to pay attention to your word limit. Second, always make sure to pay attention to signal words. And third, make sure to pay attention to your spelling. All of these 3 rules will help you get a great score on the IELTS.
Now it's time to study IELTS.
chăm quá. Tuyết ơi, giỏi, Tuyết ơi, đỉnh. Thêm một tí nữa thôi, con Minh từ mới học một từ mới mà bạn một từ mới mà bạn đã học được trong bài. Yay! Yo! Study IELTS with IFO. Mày về sửa Nhất Sơn.
Và bây giờ thì chúng ta sẽ cùng nhìn lại câu hỏi speaking tuần vừa rồi của chúng ta nhé. Đề bài của chúng ta yêu cầu describe a house or an apartment you would like to live in. Trong trường hợp này, kể cả khi miêu tả về ngôi nhà mà chúng ta mong muốn sống hoặc ngôi nhà của chính bản thân mình, thì nhiều khi chúng ta còn gặp rắc rối nữa. Lee, can you suggest the student a way to deal with this type of question?
Yes, absolutely. So I need you to transport me to the place that you're talking about.
Các bạn hãy nghĩ về những câu chuyện, những lần mà chúng ta đã đọc những bài viết, các chi tiết làm cho chúng ta có cảm giác là đang sống tại nơi được miêu tả.
Okay, so now we can move on to the first guide question. What would it look like?
Mình có thể miêu tả về ngôi nhà đấy có mái ngói màu như thế nào, có nhiều hay ít cửa sổ. Ở đằng trước sân, từ phía cửa sổ thì mình có thể nhìn thấy vườn cây ra sao, với những chậu hoa hoặc là bầu trời xung quanh như thế nào chẳng hạn. Vậy thì rõ ràng là những chi tiết đó làm cho phần miêu tả của mình cụ thể hơn, và mình có thể nói nhiều hơn nữa về những đặc điểm liên quan đến ngôi nhà.
Okay, let's move on to the second question. The second guide question is, how big would the house be? How big? Now, I don't want you to say, oh, it would be quite big, or quite large, or very big, very large. I don't want that. I need you to give me more details. So to do this, you could tell me how many bedrooms the house would have, how many bathrooms, would there be ensuite bathrooms, would there be more than one kitchen, would there be a garden, a lawn, even a swimming pool, a games room? Give me all of the details, then I can understand how big the house is with those details.
Vậy thì các bạn nhớ nhé, một trong những bí quyết để các bạn có thể trả lời tốt những câu hỏi về miêu tả, đặc biệt là miêu tả địa điểm, đấy là luôn đưa ra những chi tiết cụ thể. Hãy hình dung bức tranh về ngôi nhà, về địa điểm mà các bạn đang nói, và sau đấy thì miêu tả từng đặc điểm chi tiết cụ thể liên quan đến bức tranh đó.
Okay, so let's have a look at the third guide question. This time it is where? Where will the house be?
Then I will talk about a place located in the mountainous area that I visited last year, so I can think about it. Mình sẽ nhớ lại đặc điểm về cái khu vực mà mình đã đến, và nhờ vậy thì mình sẽ miêu tả được rất rõ ràng ngôi nhà đó nằm ở đâu.
Okay, you got it right, Nock. Well done, that was really great. Okay, so being able to speak from your true and past experience will make your answer much more persuading, much more persuasive in the real truth that you speak. So that is definitely a tip to remember. Okay, let's have a look at the fourth guide question now. Is it asking you for reasons why you would like to live somewhere?
Khi mà mình nói về một nơi mà mình yêu thích thì lý do sẽ rất là dễ dàng để có thể đưa ra được, phải không nào các bạn?
Okay, so let's have a look at this sample answer. It's a very good sample answer. That's why we've chosen this to talk to you about it today.
As we all agree, shelter is one of the basic needs for the human being. In fact, this is the precondition to living on this planet, that everyone should have their own home. So where would I want or like to live? First of all, I'd prefer to live in a house rather than an apartment. And in many ways, my ideal house would be the house where my mother lives. It's quite a large house. It's a 4-bedroom house, but in another sense, it's actually quite small house. The rooms inside are relatively small and quite intimate. And in fact, it's 2 cottages which have been converted into one larger house. So when you look at it, it looks quite strange. You see 4 chimneys from the outside and lots of very strange angles. Another part about that house which I love is that it's in the countryside and it's got a great garden with lawns and flower beds and shrubs. It would be ideal for me to live there because it's in the countryside but not in the middle of nowhere. So when I'm there, I like to get up in the morning, look out the window, see the horses in the field, and feel that I've escaped the hustle and bustle of the city. But as I said, I wouldn't want my dream house to be in the middle of nowhere because I'd like to commute to the city because I enjoy being around people and it's just easier or more convenient to work in a city. So, I'd need to be living somewhere which was close enough to a city that I could commute. And as I said, that's the reason why I would choose to live in my mother's house if I could.
Don't forget, paint a picture in the examiner's mind with the use of words. Be descriptive. Number 2, make sure that you describe well. Don't tell me it's a big house or a small house.
Bây giờ thì sẽ đến phần mà các bạn đã rất chờ đợi. Đấy là trả lời những câu hỏi từ chính những khán giả trong tuần IELTS Marathon vừa rồi. Câu hỏi đầu tiên, có bạn thắc mắc rằng làm thế nào để chúng ta có thể quản lý thời gian một cách hiệu quả khi làm bài reading? What do you think, Lee?
Yeah, I agree with you here. You only have 20 minutes a section. Time is not your friend. Go for the questions that are easier for you.
Tiếp theo, một bạn đã đặt câu hỏi về phần listening. Bạn không biết là khi mà chúng ta bỏ lỡ một câu trong bài listening thì chúng ta làm thế nào để có thể tiếp tục?
Okay, I really feel for the students here because this was a problem for me when I was doing listening exams, French and Spanish when I was younger. And the biggest mistake I made was that I would miss a question and then I'd be thinking about that answer. Meanwhile, I'd be missing 3, 4, 5 questions in a row. So if you miss a question or you do not know the answer to it, keep going, keep up. Do not miss those answers. Keep it going. Don't panic. It's very important.
Chúng ta còn rất nhiều những câu hỏi nữa liên quan đến phần listening, nhưng tiếc quá chúng ta đã không còn thời lượng để trả lời thêm những câu hỏi nữa rồi. Vậy thì chúng ta sẽ hẹn gặp nhau vào tuần sau nhé.
So thanks again for joining us. I hope to see you again next week at the IELTS Master VTV7. I'm Lee. This is Not.
See you again.
See you again. Hasta la vista, baby.
Now it's time to study IELTS.
Hey guys, my name is Thiện, but you can call me Andy, and I am an IELTS musketeer. What does a musketeer mean, you might ask? Well, a musketeer means a soldier who carries a musket, a type of gun, and guards the king. So, as an IELTS musketeer, I have the responsibility of defending you guys from all the difficulties and challenges you could face in the IELTS exam. So, this is a brand new segment of IELTS Face-Off called Musketeer Inbox, which is entirely dedicated to answering all of your questions about the IELTS exam. So if you have, any questions, seriously, any questions at all about the IELTS, like how to improve your vocabulary, how to deal with some question types in the reading or listening tests, don't hesitate to send us messages via the Facebook page of IELTS Face-Off, and we will do our best to answer all of your questions on this segment, Musketeer Inbox. So remember, if you need to ask anything, we musketeers are right here. Alrighty, let's get down to some of the questions we have here. These questions are gathered from this Thursday's live streaming session of Mr. Đặng Tùng. Okay, question number 1. Yes, 1,000 times yes. It is extremely important that you should know some common English fillers to make your speech more natural. For those who don't know, fillers are used to fill the silence when you are speaking. During the IELTS speaking test, you guys often hesitate, right? So you need fillers to, keep you going and maintain your fluency. Personally, in my answer, I just like to use 1 or 2, you know, filler words or phrases like well, basically, you know, something like that. That is, you know, like totally normal and I mean, you know, perfectly okay. See, I just use some conversational fillers. But don't use them too much though, because you're gonna sound very unconfident. This seems like an IELTS speaking part 2 question, wherein you have to talk about one topic for 1 or 2 minutes non-stop. So what should you do in this case with this super difficult question? Just make up something. Just make up an imaginary environmental law and then improvise. In this part, you don't have to give like a factually correct answer. The examiner just wants to test how well you respond to the question. So a very good strategy I often use in this part is the PPF strategy. It stands for past, present, and future. First of all, I'm going to introduce this fake environmental law in the present tense, like its effects, its functions, its purposes, and then I'm going to make up some story about this environmental law in the past, like why the government decided to pass this law, and then in the future, finally, I'm going to express my hopes and predictions. Maybe I will say something I would like to change about this law in the future. So you see, with this PPF strategy, I can literally answer any kind of IELTS speaking part 2 questions, even if I don't know a single thing about it. Just make it up as you go. I love this question because this is about vocabulary and expressions, and I love words and everything about it. Let's see, to express thanks, there are so many different ways. Like you can say, I am thankful for something, or I am grateful, very grateful for something. Like, I am grateful for you watching this video. Or you can say, I really appreciate your support. However, if you are really extremely grateful for somebody, you can say, I cannot tell you how much I am grateful for your support. I owe you big time. About idioms, about gratitude. Oh, I know this one. That is to owe someone a debt of gratitude. It means that you are very grateful that someone has done something great for you. Like we owe you a debt of gratitude for helping us out with our loans. Okay. For those who don't know, intonation is a rise and fall of the voice when speaking. If you have good intonation, you will sound just like the native speakers when you talk. If you are a beginner, I suggest you should check out 2 of my favorite programs. BBC, first of all, BBC 6 Minute English. They have really nice British accent there. Or the VOA Special English, which is excellent for people who love the American accent, like I do. So on these 2 programs, the speakers often talk at a rather slow, easy to listen to kind of pace. So you can easily listen to their voices, how they rise and fall. And also after each episode, you can listen back and try to repeat after the speakers and copy the way they talk. In this way, if you do this long enough, I believe you can, improve your intonation much better. This is a question specifically for Mr. Tùng, so I can't really, answer this. But I can show you some of my all-time favorite books for IELTS speaking. First of all, that is IELTS Speaking by Matt Clark. He is a former IELTS examiner, and in this book, he will guide you very thoroughly throughout all kinds of IELTS questions in the speaking test, like the yes-no questions or the hypothetical questions. I highly recommend this book. Another one is the Collins Get Ready for the IELTS Speaking. This book is just for beginners, like about band 4 and above, with a lot of interesting topics. And finally, you should check out the famous IELTS Simon blog. He has a lot of useful, interesting tips in the IELTS speaking, and also, you can go there for some ideas in the IELTS speaking test. Okay, this is a problem faced by not just by you, but by a lot of Vietnamese people because we are so accustomed to thinking in Vietnamese and then translating our thoughts to English. I suggest as beginners, you should try to practice thinking in English. First of all, you can try, calling everything around you by their English name, from the doorknob, the broom, to the garbage bin. And then, when you feel like your vocabulary levels has improved, you can try to think in English by making simple English sentences in your head. Like, today I have a lot to do. At 6 p.m. I have to go to English class. See? One step at a time like that, and I believe one day you can think in English easily and have all the words you need to express yourself clearly in English. How about using them all? I personally consider myself a word lover, and whenever there's some new word or phrase coming up, I will try my best to use them immediately in my writing or speaking. There is no should or shouldn't when it comes to good vocabulary. If you find some word interesting, you should note it down and try to use it right away. If that word helps you to express your ideas very clearly, then it's great. Who cares if that vocabulary is low level or high level, right? Okay, now I need to take a break. But don't switch the other videos just yet, because I got a lot of good stuff for you coming right up. Welcome back to Musketeer Inbox, a brand new segment from IELTS Face-Off by VTV7, and Andy is here to answer all of your questions about the IELTS exam. Now, let's see some more interesting questions from our lovely audience. Okay. The IELTS speaking part 3 topics are often, very general and, broad. For example, you may have to talk about, the things that young people in Vietnam often want to buy. So, you see, the topic is very broad. So a lot of people do not know where to begin, where to get ideas. So I suggest that at home, you should try to prepare ideas from as many topics as possible because, for example, like the topic shopping, you can go to Google and search for some keywords like shopping, Vietnam, young people, and then you should have like a notebook to note down all the interesting information you gathered from the internet. So when you are asked some question related to shopping in the future, you already have ideas prepared at home and you are no longer stuck, right? So all in all, good ideas do not come naturally. It takes a lot of preparation. This question is so good and on point. I noticed that many of my students have trouble with remembering good vocabulary. So I highly recommend that you should, try to apply new vocabulary immediately in your daily life to, on your speaking or your writing. For example, yesterday I have just learned a new phrase, much less. It's super cool. And then I tried to make a sentence out of it. Like right now, I can't afford a new phone, much less a new laptop. See? By making a sentence with a new vocabulary, you are giving it a context. So you will remember it much easier and you can recall it anytime in the future. I come from a small town. Back then, I did not have anyone to practice speaking English with. So what I did was I talked to myself. I used to talk to myself in simple sentences. Like when I was going to school, I was like, okay, the school gate closes at 7 a.m. so I gotta be quick. Oh wait, I haven't had breakfast. How can I survive until noon? Oh God, I'm so hungry. See? Because of that, a lot of people used to think I was autistic. But anyway, if you want to go far, you seriously need to have a partner or an environment to practice speaking English with. I suggest you should join a club or a class. Yes. A million times yes. If you are new to English as well as IELTS speaking, just try to, speak in separate simple sentences at first. And take your time. Don't hurry. Haste will only make waste. This is a very common problem for Vietnamese people, and I just want to say this. Never, ever, ever be ashamed of your mistakes. Mistakes are what help you learn, help you grow, help you develop. What do you have to worry about? You already have your teachers to guide you and correct you. And for other people, I bet they don't really care about your mistakes as much as you do. It's all in your head. You need to speak up and make as many mistakes as you wish. If you don't speak up, nobody is going to know what kind of mistakes you have and how to help you, right? So all in all, don't be ashamed of your mistakes and just speak up. Wow, this is another good question. Well, let's see. First of all, for the IELTS speaking part 1, I prefer to give a really direct answer in just like 2 or 3 sentences. This part 1 is like a warm-up, so you don't really need to give long answers here. But part 3 is different because the examiner expects you to give a really long and detailed answer. So maybe you need to answer in 5 or 6 or even more sentences. I still remember in my last IELTS exam, I gave a really long answer in the IELTS speaking part 3. Just like I was writing an essay paragraph. Second of all, I also think that questions in part 1 and part 3 are really similar in terms of question types and topics, so you should prepare as many ideas as possible for both parts. And also, I always prefer, talking about my own personal experiences to support my viewpoint in part 3, because, it's easier to talk about ourselves, right? Okay, so that is all the questions we have today. Whew, this has been a really demanding task, answering all of the questions, but it's fun. I like it. I like helping people. So from now on, if you have any questions at all about the IELTS exam, don't forget to send us messages via the Facebook page of IELTS Face-Off, and we are more than willing to answer all of your questions in great details. Back to IELTS Face-Off, episode number 4 with the topic Breaking Through Obstacles was aired last night with our wonderful guest Trang, whose nickname is Strangely Ugly. Though I don't find her ugly at all, to be honest. If you missed this episode, be sure to check it out on the YouTube channel of IELTS Face-Off. But next week's episode is gonna be even more awesome. You're gonna discuss one interesting topic, that is global citizen, as well as travel with our wonderful Khanh to some interesting northern province of Vietnam on the segment IELTS on the go. But even better, you're gonna meet one special guest who is, guess what? A debate expert. Gosh, talking about it makes me so pumped right now, but I really can't tell you who that is. So remember to tune in to IELTS Face-Off at 9:30 p.m. next week on Saturday, the 21st of October, to find out, only on VTV7. So goodbye for now, and I will see you in the next episode of Musketeer Inbox.
Wow, bạn đã học được gần 1 giờ rồi. Cố lên. Hard work pays off, guys.
In the 90s, the media pitted two of America's hottest music groups against one another in an epic clash for pop culture supremacy. And just so y'all know, we will be joining this performance because we are basically Switzerland and we support all parties that are involved. Thank you.
Whatever. Begin, please.
Hey, hey. I'm doing this tonight. You're probably gonna start a fight. So now it's time to leave and make it alone. I know that I can't take no more. It ain't no lie. I wanna see you out that door, baby. Bye, bye, bye. You are my fire, the one desire. Believe when I say for you. Just another player in your game for two. It might sound crazy, but it ain't no lie. Baby, bye-bye, tell me why. Ain't nothing but a heart. Tell me why. Ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why. I never wanna hear you say I want it that way. You are my fire. You are. Don't wanna hear you say bye bye bye, but a heartache make it come. Ain't nothing but it ain't no lie. Bye bye bye. Just another player in your game for two. You may hate me, but it ain't no lie. Baby, bye bye bye. Don't really wanna make it tough. I just wanna tell you that I had enough. It might sound crazy, but it ain't no lie. Bye bye bye.
Hey, you're back with me on IELTS Challenge, and for this time, I will have to guess the name of the dishes. And of course, our lovely Anh Hoa right here, you'll have to describe the dishes to me, but you won't be able to include any ingredient that's in the name of the dish.
All right.
Okay? And you can do whatever you want. You can dance, you can sing, whatever you want, as long as I can guess the dish.
Okay.
Are we ready?
Yes, I'm
okay,
ready.
so we have about 30 seconds for each dish.
Okay.
Okay,
Right.
all right? Ready, get set, go.
Yeah. Okay. The dish is very popular and we always.
Rice.
No. The dish is about how to say when it's raining weather you eat.
Lẩu.
No.
Hot pot.
No. Yes, you can use from ingredient like rice you just mentioned before, but like a pan fry, and we have like
Cơm tấm.
no, we have some seafood. We have prawn, chicken, bean brown, and crispy.
Oh, bánh xèo.
Yes.
Pancake, Vietnamese pancake.
Yes. Sweet. Oh, you gotta love this one. A little bit of got a bit sweet, got a bit of very popular, it's like a street food.
Sweet, popular street
And
food.
we have with the coconut.
Chè.
Yes.
Chè. Okay.
Yes.
Vietnamese dessert.
Yes. Oh, this one very popular from northern part of Vietnam, especially from Hải Phòng.
Phở, bánh canh cua.
Yes, correct. It's made from bean.
It's made from beans.
Soybean.
Soybean. It's made from soybean.
Yes. Sweet, right?
Sweet.
Yeah.
Soybean, sweet, soybean.
You
Is
can
it a
have with the
dessert?
cold. You have a hot.
Oh, tàu hũ.
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
Woohoo.
Oh, this one. All right, it's a very sweet food. Very sweet food. The stuff inside the maybe pig, and you can stuff with the other thing.
Lòng rồi, lòng.
Yeah,
Dạ
yeah.
dày.
No, but then something else. They got a name for that.
What is it called? Rồi.
Yes, correct.
Stuffed. I
Yeah.
don't know how to translate all of these into English. Okay.
All right, it's our traditional way to have the fish, and everywhere we all have, but maybe different province we have it, like caramelized.
Oh, cá kho.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
And this one, I think is street food, and it's new term. It's a mix of a few different things. You know, you got some dry meat, you got some bit of a seafood, bit of a sauce, bit of herb.
Oh, okay. This one.
Kids love it. Everyone love it. All the officers have it every afternoon.
But-
And I remember like they can waiting for the delivery to come for that.
Bánh mì. Bánh tráng.
You still missing something?
Is this native to the south?
Well, I think really much yes, more than south, like not more than middle and to south, but more than the south.
More than south.
Yeah, you got some part already.
Bánh tráng.
Oh no, you got already. Bánh tráng trộn.
Bánh tráng trộn. Oh man.
You gotta have that. You should have that, right?
I thought this was taken out already.
No, it's still there. That's it. No more.
No more. We're
We're
done.
done. Well done. Oh my god. Well done.
Thank you.
That means you eat a lot of like afternoon, you know, like
Snacks.
street food snacks, you know.
Yes, and some of the dishes I don't even know how to translate. Like, how would you translate bánh tráng trộn into English?
Yeah, it's really hard though, isn't it? Because it's very new. It's new.
All right, so we're on to the next game.
Yes.
And then the next game, we'll get a chance to see how you slice.
Or how I slide. Huh?
Now it's time to study IELTS.
IELTS Face-Off Season 2 had been a fantastic journey. We talked, discussed, debated, sang, did magic tricks. I met an incredible group of people from all walks of life, and their inspiration is contagious. I'm so eager to hit the new season of the show, but in this season, my job will be tougher. The producers have not told me the topic, or have they told me who the guest will be? Am I nervous? Hey, Face-Off producers, challenge accepted. My blood's pumping and my adrenaline's rising. IELTS Face-Off Season 3 starts now.
I am so pumped because this season, Season 3 of IELTS Face-Off, has so many surprises for me. I don't know the guest. I also don't know the topic. What am I gonna do? Well, I have some hints. Oh my goodness, it's a riddle, it's a puzzle. Give me 10 seconds, guys, for me to solve this. Okay, it's cover. What is this? All of the words are jumbled up. Judging. Okay. A book judging its cover? Judging a book by its cover. That's the topic today. I think it's something about not being judgmental. It's something about somebody who's very sincere, very true to his color. I think people are also going to give me another clue with this video.
Hi, I am Thảo and I'm a book cover designer. I never thought it would become such a big part of my life. I knew I love books and pretty things. Until one day, I got to design my very first book, and it led me to a 9 years career doing just that.
Oh, I know this guy. And I think he has sung, he has done a lot of amazing art things, and he also is an illustrator. I'm so excited to meet him. So let's go meet him now. Oh, guys, this is the IELTS Face-Off studio for Season 3, and our guest is right there. Let's go meet him. Get down.
Hi, Phoebe.
How are you?
Oh, I'm great.
That's such a good hug. Let's do that one more time.
I'm not really enjoying it, but okay.
Okay, well, okay, that's enough, that's enough.
That's
All right.
enough.
You look awesome. I think
I
we
know.
should really commemorate this by taking a selfie together.
Okay, can you do that?
Sure. Well, I don't know how to take a selfie.
Really? Are you even millennial?
Not really.
Okay, let me show you.
All right.
So now you're
fantastic.
officially a millennial.
Thanks a lot for bringing me into the millennial world.
Okay.
But, so fellow millennial, are you ready to face off?
Oh, been ready my whole life for this.
All right, so face off, y'all.
Face up, y'all.
Okay, Kinam. Oh, I've always been wanting to talk to you because I love your drawings and I love your illustrations. But do you really identify yourself as an illustrator?
No, I am not an illustrator. I more identify myself as a graphic designer.
So your face, right? People are saying like you have a resting bitch face, an RBF.
Yes, I
Why?
have that.
Why do people say so?
I don't know. People just look at me and ask if anything wrong. No, I said, no, it's just my face. I look like that all the time.
So in terms of creativity, you know, what is going to be your defining creativity definition? Like what kind of creative person are you?
Now you're asking me a very different question. Like you're asking me how I am become me.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You remember the time of Yahoo 360 blog?
Yes.
Yes, where you can write something and the whole world can read it.
For the first time, something magically appears
Yeah.
in somebody's desktop,
Yeah.
half the world away.
Yeah. Then I realized that I really, really enjoy putting my idea out there. Every crazy, even the smallest talk, that can be put out there. And then I realized that I would love to keep creating things. It's like a drug. I think creativity is a drug. You have one taste of it, and you're gonna coming back for more. You create one thing, you have to create another thing, or else you will feel really bored. When I realized that I just can't stop creating things, that is when I realized that this is my life now.
Creator with a crazy time machine. Keep on going and going, back and forth, and then forward with just that creativity. How do you maintain your creativity, given the fact that, you know, sometimes everything is kind of like repeated nowadays?
I've been asking that question a lot. And to tell the truth that I didn't come up with any kind of method. I think it's mostly because I'm a genius, you know.
Yes.
I think that I am a very, very detailed person. Every time I read a book or watch a movie, try to go to the very root of it, because at the root of every problem, there is an idea there. That is my way of keep myself creative all the time, and I have to create things, you know. The more you create, the more creativity will come to you. I think that every person who work in the creative industry or a graphic design, they have this like a mental storage that stores all kind of ideas, inspirations, and even stupid jokes, you know. My job is to pick one book and marry it with an idea to see if it works. So yeah, the more life experiences you have, the better.
You always want to see the little things that people don't see, but walk us through that thought process.
Sometimes I'm procrastinating. For example, there's this book I spent like one whole month, and I couldn't find any like idea good enough for that. But then when an idea hits, and it motivated me enough to actually start doing it, it took me like half an hour or even just an hour to finish that book cover. So I think that's why I am procrastinating. My brain is actually working. I think creativity is a muscle in your brain that the more you work, the stronger it becomes.
I think that's fantastic. I do think that, you know, with regards to us and our own development, we have to train this muscle. We also have to train the mental muscle, and we also have to train the creativity muscle. And I think that's a great way to put into picture the creativity muscle.
Yeah. Imagine that you have like this leaky faucet behind your brain that is keep like, you know, dropping little drops of water, and it just keep like dropping.
Is book illustration a necessary part of your creativity? Let's say if now you don't do book illustrations. Now let's say you were to do graphic design, or you were to just draw portraits. Would you still be as creative and as passionate as you are when you're designing books?
It's hard to tell, because I haven't think about anything else besides this area. I tried some other things, they're interesting, but the one thing that I can be so sure that I can do book covers, well, all of my life. Let me tell you a story. Like, the very first time I am assigned a book to design, like 9 years ago, I couldn't sleep that night. I lied awake, and all those ideas keep popping in my head, and I just can't wait for the morning to come so I can actually do it. And at that time, I know nothing about Photoshop, absolutely nothing. So the very first book cover is actually my very first work from Photoshop. So yeah, I was very lucky. I found true love that night. So if you're asking me something like if I don't want to do book covers anymore, what should I do? Yes, actually, currently I'm doing a lot of things. I'm doing a lot of things. But like designing books or work at least on publishing is something that keeps me going. A place I call home. I feel comfortable there. For 9 years, I am always working on a book cover. Even I'm not thinking about it, my brain keeps doing it. Yeah. So I think it's very lucky to find true love.
It's a very meaningful experience, but people can really make a lot of jokes out of that night where you found your true love and you cannot sleep, and it's a completely different feeling. Okay. What kind of advice do you have for people that are younger and that want to do something that's supposedly not very clear in the career path?
A lot of people keep asking me that they want to be a creative person. What can they do? What should they do? What should they learn?
I know what you're going to say. Just do it. Don't ask.
Cool, yes. Stop asking and start doing something about it. Creative. Create something. Doing it. Whatever you want to do. Because ideas don't just magically come. You have to like really look for it, working hard to find it. Look at the person you want to become. Find what makes he or she different from other people just by paying attention and just by creating things instead of like talking too much about it or planning it, actually doing it.
So you on social media is very interesting because you're also a creator on social media and you create all of these memes and you also always share with people how you always break things. Do you actually break things?
I am really clumsy.
Okay.
If I want attention, I would create things, not breaking things. And like I tell you, when I have an idea in my head, I will follow it. And I just abandon everything happens around me.
Okay.
So maybe that is part of the reason why I keep breaking things. I break things a lot that my parents, like, they get used to it. Like, I break things and they don't even bat an eye.
Okay. You know, in order for you to actually get to a lot of where you are right now, right? I'm sure you have read a lot, you've learned a lot from people. So what's your favorite book up until this point?
So I would say that Life of Pi.
Oh, Life of Pi. I love Life of Pi.
Yeah, I love the book. I love the movie. I don't know why, but there's something very tantalizing about that story. Even until today, I couldn't really decode it. And the author, he is a very, good storyteller.
Well, guys, if you ever are interested in basically reading Life of Pi, we actually have a couple of resources for you so that you can actually find Life of Pi. So keep that in mind and make sure you check out what we have to tell you, okay? So now, before we go into the next section, I really want to actually ask you, what are some of your favorite idioms in English? Because you learned everything on your own. You learned how to draw on your own. You learned how to graphic design on your own. You also learned English on your own. So what are some of your favorite phrases or idioms?
You know what? I don't have one.
You don't have one, okay.
I don't.
Then what about your favorite vocabulary?
Favorite vocabulary?
Book. Book, yes, okay. I think book is a good answer. What else?
Book cover.
And book cover.
Yes.
Oh, fantastic.
Every time I say that out loud, there's this very, comfortable feeling inside me.
So glad that you've been able to share with us all of those vocabulary that you're so passionate about. Now, because you're so comfortable,
really?
We're going to put you to the challenge.
No, I'm sweating and I'm nervous as hell.
You don't look nervous at all.
Because I'm a good actor,
So are you ready for the next challenge at the table where you might not be so comfortable?
Yes, I'm ready.
But you might enjoy it a lot.
Yes, cool.
All right.
Would love to try new things.
Okay. So guys, IELTS challenge is coming up next. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Welcome to IELTS challenge. And the challenge for Kinam is going to be an expression challenge. Because I'm going to hold up a couple of figures and you're going to actually allow me to guess it by acting out that person.
Cool.
Let's do it.
Oh, sorry, người hãy quay về đây. Xin hãy quên bao cây đắng. You are my destiny, destiny. Hạnh phúc xưa đâu rồi? Okay, she's a very famous celebrity in Vietnam. Oh, cool. Yes, correct.
All right, good.
Yêu hay không yêu hay yêu nói một câu.
Sơn Tùng.
Girl. She's
Big Phương.
Oh, yes, correct. He's green, huge.
The Hulk.
Yeah. Nắng ấm xa dần.
Sơn Tùng.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, it's a very famous cartoon in Vietnam with the cat.
Tom and Jerry.
Yes, just the cat.
Jerry.
Just the cat.
Tom.
Okay. Đóa hoa hồng xinh tươi biết hát.
Hồng Ngọc.
Oh my God. Where are you living all the time?
Phương Thanh.
No, very young.
Mỹ Linh.
Right now, very young and hot right now.
Hoàng My Jin.
No. She used to be a hot girl, but now she's singing.
Oh, Chi Fu.
Yes. Oh, a superhero. He's funny. He's
Ninja Turtle.
No.
Spider-Man.
The movie just came out. This is the second.
Deadpool.
Yeah, cool. That guy.
I got all correct.
Yay, we made a great team.
All right, we made a great team. I think the moral of the story is...
You have to be very updated with the pop culture, girl.
Yes, to be updated with the pop culture and also to be able to express whoever we're talking about in multiple ways.
Yes, cool.
All right. So much fun today. I hope to see you at future dance moves.
And already, I enjoyed my time here.
Oh, you're my new favorite person.
You're my new favorite.
Okay.
Next will be a refreshed Đặng and his journey on the go. Set the first start in Hanoi at the book street here. We will meet two young girls, listen to their story, and of course be excited for the very first Voice of the Week of this season. Who will get to the simulated speaking test room, and will the expert be gentle with her? But wait, who will be the first IELTS expert to join the studio? We are going to have the answer right now.
Hey, we're back on IELTS Face-Off, and in this first episode, you'll get to see an IELTS expert that you've been very familiar with in all the other seasons. I wonder who she is. And if you're wondering who she is, we're going to get our IELTS expert to reveal herself.
Hi everybody, it's great to be back.
So great to have you back. And lovely shirt you have today.
Thank you. Yeah, you're looking gorgeous too.
Thank
It's a
you.
beautiful lip color you've got on.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. Well, red matches green.
Yes, there we go, all in harmony.
Yeah, we're in tropical paradise. That is this bathtub.
Exactly. Well, I actually picked this up in a trip to Thailand because it's got gum leaves on it. That's archetypally Australian.
So speaking about going on trips, we are actually following our friend Đặng Tùng to IELTS on the go. So Đặng Tùng, take it away.
Hello guys, my name is Đặng. This is IELTS on the go, and here I am at this very beautiful book street in Hanoi, Vietnam. And if you don't know about this street already, you're missing out. It's like full of books. It's the book nerd's paradise. But today I have with me two special guests, so let's get to know them a little bit. Let's start with you.
My name is Khanh. I am grade 5 and I study in Hanoi Star School.
Okay, what about you?
Yeah, my name is Tu, and I am a student in grade 7 of Dan Helium Secondary School.
You guys' English is really, really good. How did you learn it?
I kind of learned it when I was a child of 3, and my teachers taught me everything. And my friends, they are pretty good at English, so I learn from my teachers and my friends.
What about you?
I study in international kindergarten, so I have a Canadian teacher. She is very take care to students. So I learned from her and my mother too. She is very good at English.
How did your mother help you to learn English?
Firstly, she bought many kinds of books that suitable for me, and I can relax and enjoy with the book. And sometimes I look up the dictionary because the story is very short.
Okay. Everyone kind of has their own way, their own medium, so to speak, to kind of learn English and approach the language. For you, is reading. Is it the same for you as well?
I think it's kind of the same, I read a lot of English book for kids about animals and planets, and kind of my mom bought it for me, and I just love it. And I just felt oh my god, I need to learn this language to read more English books, and this kind of inspired me.
Yep, it's the same for me as well. And I think reading is a very accessible skill. I mean, you don't need a whole lot of things to get started. I mean, just pick up a book and read, and reading materials are abundant on the internet as well, right? So reading is also a big part of the IELTS test. I know this sounds kind of intuitive, but most people, when they do the reading test, they kind of turn it into a game of scanning. They're just trying to look for the right information. They're not really interested in the actual content of the reading passages. Most people would think that the IELTS reading passages are very dry, but they actually are pretty informative. They talk about a broad spectrum of topics. That is wonderful for the writing test, because in the writing test you need a lot of ideas, right? So do you have any problems with the writing test?
Well, I think the writing test is not too hard for me, because I've read a lot of books, read a
There we
lot
go.
of news, and it's just kind of a really good things when you do the writing test. And I mean, if you have troubles with the writing, just write more and write more, just practice it, and then one day you will nail it. It will be
Okay.
There we go. So you have a really good starting point. Like you've already covered, I think, a lot of topics in life from the reading that you did. In the writing test, you kind of have your own opinion of the world, right? Which is important to developing an essay, because an essay is built on your personal viewpoint, right? So because you're guests on the show and because I'm nice, I'm going to give you a very special gift, and that is an opportunity to do a simulation test with an IELTS expert. But I can only let one of you into the test room, okay? So we're going to have to decide among yourselves which one is the one that will win this opportunity. Who is going to win the privilege?
Okay, I will let her to do first because she is in secondary school.
Okay, and you still have a long way away from the test, right?
Oh, really? I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, very nice. So now I'm going to take two to the test room. Okay, so let's wish her luck. Break a leg. Let's go.
Well, our friend Đặng has found us somebody who can actually speak. So he's up for the IELTS Face-Off. Are you up to the challenge?
Yes, I'm up for it.
We have chosen this cutie to be voice of this week in the very first episode. Let's wait and see how Bao Tu will deal with the IELTS expert and the real-time simulated speaking test. And next, you can't miss the writing tips with the useful advice for you and to understand how important is the grammar to your writing. And for the very first time in this season, we'll bring you the new segment, Book of the Week, with suggestions for the material you need to study for IELTS. Sounds cool, right? All the excitement will be brought to you right now.
Hello, my name is Lily. Welcome to the IELTS Face-Off speaking test. What's your name, please?
Hi. My name is Phạm Thu.
Let's move to part 1, where we'll be talking about food. What is a common meal in your country?
A common meal in my country, whether it is lunch or dinner, must always include, first of all, is rice, and then some kind of protein. It is usually pork, but it could also be fish or steak, vegetables, and a bowl of clear broth cooked with vegetables or meat. It is almost like soup in foreign country, but we eat it with rice. And people in my country, they do believe that a meal like this will bring us the perfect balance between necessary nutrition and provide enough energy for a person to work and study every day.
Let's move on now to part 2. Describe a time you were shopping in a street market. You have 1 minute to prepare for what you're going to say, and you can make some notes if you wish. Okay, time's up.
Street market has always been an important culture in Vietnamese, from the Vietnamese people. And as a citizen of Hanoi, of course, I've had many chances to visit one. But there was one very special time when my mom brought me to a little bit more special place, which is the Spring Flower Market. Using flower as decoration during the new year has long been an important culture to Vietnamese people. So at this point of the year, every local will be eager to find themselves the freshest as well as the most beautiful flower among thousands. That's why on that special day, my mom woke me up very early. At 4 a.m. in the morning, we arrived at one of Hanoi's most popular flower market. And never in my life had I seen Hanoi's market as busy as that day. Even though it was only at the crack of dawn, the market has been packed with buying and selling things. And the streets were full with parents and children, friends and couples. They all go hand in hand around the markets to find their favorite flowers. And the atmosphere there was so warm, so welcoming. Everything was just so amazing. But what really impressed me was the flowers there. There were like peach plums and kumquat trees and apricots, yellow daisy, lily, and orchids. Every flower had its own kind of beauty, and they all seemed to be blooming right at that moment. And I just wanted to buy everything, but my mom decided that we should just buy a little bit of everything. As I was only a really young and curious child, I was overwhelmed by everything. The people, the atmosphere, the flower. I could still remember the cold wind of the early morning, the wonderful color of the flower, as well as the warmth and happiness of the people there. And I truly believe that Spring Flower Market, it's not only a traditional culture, but it is also a really unique way to mark the beginning of a new year. People from all over my country come here, not only because of the flower, They visit the market in order to meet new people. They want to join in the impressive atmosphere, and the most important things of all is to find some peace before a new busy year start. That's why this is one of the most memorable experiences I've ever had.
All right, let's move to part 3. What do you think are the advantages of buying things on the internet?
Just see the way people love shopping online. It is pretty clear that shopping things on the internet has lots of advantages. The first one is its convenience. Convenience has always been the biggest reason. You can shop like anywhere, anytime, even if it's during the middle of the night, and there's no lines to wait in, no crowds to fight with. Just imagine having to buy things during the festive seasons or special occasions. It must take forever to take what you need. So online shopping is definitely the solution, less time and less effort. The second thing is that if you shop online, the price will be better because products will come to you directly from the manufacturers or sellers, so there will be no middlemen being involved. So therefore, the price will be more reasonable.
Thank you. That's the end of the speaking test.
Thank you.
I'm reading a book about the founder of Nike.
Hi.
What's up? How was the speaking test?
I think I could do it that good.
You seemed very confident. Like, were the questions easy, or was it because, you know, they were familiar topics?
The topic is kind of like strange, but I find it's pretty like interesting because I've thought of it before. So I just got like some ideas and I just kind of like try to develop it.
Fantastic. Okay, so we're going to see what the IELTS expert has to say about your performance.
Nice job. So Lily, what did you think of our lovely two's performance?
Your performance was fantastic. You've got so much energy and you just so clearly wanted to communicate a lot of great content to us. And that was a real positive of your delivery, but also maybe held you back slightly this time as well. So my key piece of advice for you would be watch your speed of delivery. You need to slow it down a little bit. And make sure you're getting those breaths in between sentences, but also that you're finding a natural sort of rhythm through pausing and chunking within sentences too. It's totally human nature when we're under pressure for the adrenaline to pump, and for people like me, and it sounds like you too, for the speech to get quicker and quicker, but just slow it down a little bit, breathe through it in your IELTS delivery, because you've got a lot to say and a lot of fantastic vocabulary to say it with as well.
Well, that's like really impressive feedback. I was in the exam room with you, but that's like a testament to your wonderful performance. So how do you feel about taking the actual test now?
Well, I think I will be ready. I hope I will be ready. Like through this experience, like feel kind of like excited for the real test.
Okay. So I think that you guys are on a pretty similar level. So you seeing her getting good feedback, you feeling good about yourself? Yeah? Okay. So thank you very much for watching this IELTS on the go. My name is Chung, and we'll be back with some more tips.
So Lily, what do you think of the writing tips for this time?
Okay, so I think the tip that we have here is to focus on grammar, and it's a really good tip. We need to look at both the accuracy of our grammar, but also what we call the range. If you've got a bunch of simple sentences and they're accurate, it's not going to get you where you want to go. So you need to work on having a range of complex structures, i.e. double or multiple clause structures that you're comfortable using. Also, don't forget that when we talk about grammar, it's usually around the sentence level. We've also got to go a bit more macro and look at what we call discourse. That means you've got to hang all your ideas together beautifully using those topic sentences in your paragraphs and beautiful transitions between ideas, between paragraphs and so on. So you can really smash it on the cohesion and coherence front.
Love that you said to smash it on the cohesion and coherence.
Go for it, smash those goals. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm trying to be energizing and empowering.
Yeah. Talking about smashing things. Today's topic is on not judging a book by its cover. Do you have any idioms to share with our audience?
There is one, and I feel like a little bit that maybe I shouldn't be sharing this. I'm pretty sure it's an American one, but I love the expression all hat and no cowboy. That's when someone really talks the talk, but there's not a lot of substance there. So if you're all hat and no cowboy, please don't waste my time.
Love it, love it. Hey Lily, did you know that a lot of people ask us what books to use when they want to study the IELTS? Well guys, don't wait any longer because we are here to give you a new section in this season of IELTS Face-Off. It is the books review section. So let's see which IELTS books you can use.
The IELTS book of this week is the official Cambridge Guide to IELTS. Very thorough and comprehensive guide to strategies in each skill. This book is written by the creator of the IELTS test themselves and is very authentic. There are also 8 full practice tests and a DVD app with speaking test videos.
Well, this is the end of the first episode of Season 3 of IELTS Face-Off, but it is not the end. I had so much fun talking to Nam, and he was so funny. But this is not the only fun and entertaining guest. We're going to have a lot more, and while today's topic is to not judge a book by its cover, I also think that you should not judge the show by its cover. This is the cover. It's going to get better in time. So we'll see you next time. Take care. Ciao, ciao, ciao.
Đỉnh quá Reup ơi, Trang thật sự sắp 10 giờ tới nơi rồi, cố lên nào cả lớp ơi.
Now it's time to study IELTS.
Cũng đã từng ước sau này mình lớn sẽ trông ra làm sao, sống thế nào. Tôi ngày xưa cũng đã từng ước sau này mình lớn sẽ đi muôn nơi khắp phương trời. Rồi cuộc đời đã đưa tôi đi rất xa, người ước mơ giờ đã chắp cánh, người sắp ước mơ. Và tôi gieo mầm xanh ấy cho cuộc đời, nhẹ vùn tay và tiêu tưới lên cao vời. Đến một ngày tương lai rồi mầm xanh kia sẽ tỏa bóng râm chờ che các con đường. Ai rồi cùng bước qua cuộc đời, để lại những hành trang ở đây thế giới sẽ thật đẹp nếu như một ngày ta mỉm cười buông tay ở dưới tán cây mình gây. Giờ đây
chỉ còn mong ước đôi tay nhỏ bé này sẽ mang tin yêu với hy vọng vào cuộc đời đã đưa tôi đi rất xa. Người ước mơ giờ đã chắp cánh, người sắp ước mơ, và tôi gieo mầm xanh ấy cho cuộc đời, nhẹ vun tay và tiêu tưới lên cao vời. Đến một ngày tương lai rồi mầm xanh kia sẽ tỏa bóng râm chờ che các con đường. Ai rồi cùng bước qua cuộc đời, để lại những hành trang ở đây. Thế giới sẽ thật đẹp nếu như một ngày ta mỉm cười buông tay ở dưới tán cây mình gầy. Con đường kia dẫu lắm gian nan, ước mơ dù đôi lúc dở dang mơ hồ, chỉ cần đôi chân vẫn còn vững bước rồi đã cùng thành dòng nước. Tôi gieo mầm xanh ấy cho cuộc đời, nhẹ vun tay và tiêu tưới lên cao vời. Đến một ngày tương lai rồi mầm xanh kia sẽ tỏa bóng râm chờ che các con đường. Ai rồi cùng bước qua cuộc đời, để lại những hành trang ở đây. Thế giới sẽ thật đẹp nếu như một ngày ta mỉm cười buông tay ở dưới tán cây mình gầy. Ta mỉm cười buông tay ở dưới tán cây.
My name's Lexi.
And my name's Seja.
And we are part of the One Voice Children's Choir.
Our choir is so close together. We're best friends.
So today we're going to be rehearsing for the live show in New York.
Masa is awesome. He's our choir director and he arranges and composes a lot of the songs. I don't know how he can oversee all of these 100 kids.
They mean everything to me. They're my pride and joy. For a lot of these kids, it is a sanctuary. No matter what's going on at school, their family, this is where they feel accepted and safe.
I wonder what the judges will think of us. I think we're gonna be fine. I know we're gonna blow them out of the building.
Since there's over 100 kids in the choir, it's been kind of a mission each time we have to go somewhere because there's so many kids. In our audition, Howie said no.
I'm looking for a diamond. They're not a diamond, so for me, it's a no.
Then Howard Stern, our savior, got on his knees and begged Mel B to let us through.
I'm gonna give you another chance.
The right thing.
This time we're gonna work extra hard to show Howie that we are diamonds.
The snow glows white on the mountain tonight, not a footprint to be seen. A kingdom of isolation, and it looks like I'm the queen. The wind is howling like this swirling storm inside. Couldn't keep it in, heaven knows I survived. What
Hey, you. Thanks for stopping by. You want to see more? You want to subscribe? Just click right here, and you'll see more talent from AGT. If I was on your side of this, I'd be clicking it.
In general, they are very, very good. Like impressive profiles. Astounding. But there's one thing they share in common, which is the 4 letters, the 5 letters, I don't know what they are. Or should we go back to the studio and find out? That's a good idea. Let's go. And welcome back to another episode of Studying UK 101. And today we are gonna talk about how UK education helped you in the career and also some qualifications in terms of professionalism world that could help you further in your career path. Before we kickstart the show, I would like to ask Giselle a question. Can you use 3 words to describe your working and learning experience in the UK?
Yes, so I mostly learned in the UK. I didn't get a chance to work that much in the UK, but I'm pretty sure that the UK experience definitely shaped my career path and has given me what I have today. So 3 words that I would use for that experience would be innovative, inquisitive, and experience. So those are probably the 3 adjectives that I would describe about my journey.
And I think the special guest today share a lot of things in common with you because she studied in the UK, right?
Yes, in the next part, let's learn a little bit more about our special guest for today and how she'll be able to bring much to our topic of career and professional qualifications today. Let's have a look. So we just got a chance to learn all about our guest for today. Her name is Khanh, and she is a UK alum and someone who has also had working experience in the UK. Thank you very much, Khanh, for joining us.
Thank you, Dương, and thank you, Vi.
Yes. So, we learned from your profile that you were at the prestigious London School of Economics, LSE. What brought you to the UK in the first place, and what did you study?
So basically before I moved into the UK, I have 5 years in Singapore. I did my secondary school and also high school in Singapore. And then actually I have a chance to study further in Singapore, but then I was like, I was young and I want to go, somewhere in the West, go to the West. Then the UK kind of like got my interest. And luckily I got into LSE and with a scholarship. So I was like, yeah, this is it. So I went to the LSE, spent there 3 years in studying business management. After that, I also was lucky again. I got admitted to Deloitte Consulting. Did consulting for another 3 years before moving back to Vietnam.
So that, you basically spent a total of 5 years, including studying, and then after that, at Deloitte. So tell us a little bit about
kind of the skill sets that you were able to gain at LSE that helped you to basically get that job and be able to integrate yourself into the job market in the UK?
Right. I think LSE is really a very competitive environment. So when you get into LSE, you only have 3 years in the school. So normally, like my friend in other school, they really don't have to care much about internship for the first year or the second year. But then it's totally different in LSE. In LSE, you have to get spring internship, you have to get summer internship for second year, and also a summer internship for your third year. That's gonna secure your job after graduation. So you go into the school and everyone will be asking you, like, have you applied for internship yet? You'll be like, what's
No
internship?
idea.
Yeah, I don't know what's that. And then people will be talking about investment banking, consulting, Goldman Sachs, all these, like, you know, big firm, and you'll be like, oh wow, I'm so behind. I have to, you know, try and try more and learn more and try to, you know, really kind of like do your research, because they have their own advantage. They are, you know, students from the UK or from all those Western countries. Their language is better than you, and also they have been in the UK longer than you, because I went to the UK only when I studied undergrad. But there are people who've been there since their high school.
That's true.
Yeah. So basically that kind of like pushed you to the edge, make you try better. I still remember that I applied for, I think, 10 or 15 different firms. And then they have like a few round, like CV screening, and then they have first interview, second interview, group interview.
Even for just an internship?
Yeah, all that's kind of like, I think there was about 7 rounds of interview to get an internship. I get through the test, I get to the interview, I went to a different career fair to talk to the people in the firm, understand their culture, and also ask them for support if like I get into the interview, and if there are any questions relating to the firm itself, then I have someone to help me with some kind of knowledge.
Wow,
yes. Yep.
Very impressive. And as a student, I am very curious about how you manage your schoolwork at LSE and about your journey to apply the scholarships at one of the most prestigious schools at UK. Can you share us more about that?
About scholarship, so after I graduate from high school in Singapore, I really, really want to go to the UK or the US. And again, it was kind of like a long period of preparations, because you have to have a really good CV. You have to stand out, basically, because people are not going to give you money for nothing. You have to be kind of like, you know, like, so I prepared for that, I think, for 2 years. When I was in high school, I applied for leadership position in different society and club in the school. So I was president of 2 different society in high school, also participated in different volunteer work. And I think I wrote about 2 pages of cover letter when I applied to LSE, saying, like, you know, how much I really want to go to the UK, and also my plan about going back to Vietnam after graduations. Because I think LSE, they care about the plan after graduation. They care about people adding value to society, not just, you know, go there to study and then after that, what's next?
You're doing exactly what you write in the CV. You're coming back to Vietnam and contribute to the society right here.
Yeah.
Any thoughts to share with those who are watching? You know, those who are watching, including people who are still maybe in high school. There are still people who might be looking for that next internship, or there are people who are already working but maybe hoping to make a change or a change of career.
Right. I think for the student who's thinking about going abroad to study, I think UK is a very great choice. If you want to, you know, explore about the culture of London, which is, you know, people say that if you are tired of London, you are tired of life, then UK is like the best choice that you can think about. And if you already think about UK, then you need to do your research. You need to prepare yourself for that step. And for those who are doing internship, the internship is there for you to is there to help you understand more about what to expect in the real working environment. So just try to learn as much as you can. Try to talk to a lot of people during your internship and understand that if banking is for you or consulting is for you or marketing is for you. So just don't take it, you know, just like something to write on your CV, but really something for you to understand more about what you really want to do in the future. And for those who are thinking about career change, I think career change is something that everyone will have to, you know, experience one or two in your career life, right? So, you know, just take it easy, because there's nothing like, okay, I'm gonna change to another career path and then I have to rebuild everything from the beginning. It's not like that, because whatever you have is transferable skill. And then what you need more is just the knowledge of the new industry, which if you try hard enough, you can, you know, learn everything within the time that you plan.
Thank you so much, chị Khánh, for sharing your thoughts with us and sharing what has been so far and what will continue to be, I'm sure, an incredible journey ahead.
Yep, and thank you for inviting me.
Alright, so before we move to another section of the talk, we're gonna play a very fun game with these two beautiful ladies, which is called 5-second rule. Welcome back to the studio, and this is the part that I'm the most excited about. So you both will take turns to answer the questions. The rule is you have 5 seconds to give 3 answers for one question. So who will play first? It's all about UK and your experience, so no pressure.
I will give it to you, Chi.
All right. Name 3 things you like about UK.
Fish and chips, London Eye, and
What would be the last thing you were about to say?
I was thinking about steak. Yeah.
Steak.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yum, yum,
Yeah, it's all
yummy.
about food.
Chị Dương will be the next one. Name 3 subjects you learned in the UK.
Communications, history of investigation, and online journalism.
Super close. Super close. Chị Vân.
Right.
I hope you can do this time. Oh, I know it's gonna be really easy for you. Name 3 UK dishes.
Oh my god, fish and chips, tea,
I'm
not a huge fan of the traditional. I don't know about you,
Yeah,
Chi,
fish
but
and
I'm
chips,
not a
right?
huge fan of the traditional British food.
Yeah, same.
But some of the food that you do find in the UK, like, for example,
fish and chips.
Actually, like the curries that you
Yes.
find in the UK is very, very good. And I found out later on that it's actually not Indian food, it's Bangladeshi food. So like, you know, if you go to Brick Lane or East London, the majority of restaurants are actually owned by Bangladeshi people. So it's actually Bangladesh food or South Indian or South Asian food, I guess.
Yeah.
Interesting fact.
But very good.
Name 3 places you visited in the UK.
Edinburgh, London, and Oxford.
Perfect. Which one is your favorite place?
I am very, very partial to London because I live there, and there's just so much to do in London. As Chị Khánh said, if you're tired of London, you're tired of life, and I find that very true. But of course, there are close seconds, like Scotland is an amazing place, and there's so much to discover there. And other places as well. In the UK, there's specific identities to each of them.
Okay, thank you so much for drawing the game. I think you have done a really, really good job, and I learned a lot from the UK as well. So congrats! Thank you. So we've been learning all about from our guest, chị Vân, about the process of working in the UK. But what about working here in Vietnam? We decided to go out to a UK company here in the country to see what the environment is like, and that company is called Nashtec. So do come along to experience. We're now in a company here in Hanoi, Vietnam. It's called Nashtec. It's a UK tech company. We've learned all about how important qualifications are when it comes to being able to have a strong portfolio going into the job market. We're going to be speaking here to an operational director to learn more about what a company like Nashtec is looking for in a candidate and how you can boost your portfolio to stand out in the job market. So let's go. Hello there. Thank you very much for joining us here on VTV7. Can you share with us a little bit about yourself, who you are, and what you do for Nashtec?
Thank you, Dương. My name is Thiện. I am Operation Director for Nashtec in Hanoi. So very welcome to our office today. And I would love to share more about the company and also about the requirement of candidates who are applying to Nashtec.
Great. Now we saw the introduction a little bit about that Nashtec is a British tech company, but for our audience out there who might not really know what this technology company does, can you share a little bit about what is Nashtec, what do you do, and why you're here in Vietnam?
Right. So Nashtec established in Vietnam since 2000. And what we do is we provide technology solutions to clients all over the globe. Our clients are from a country like the USA, United Kingdom, the Europe, Australia, Japan, Singapore, APEC areas. So our clients are companies, for example, financial institutions, educations, manufacturer and logistic companies. So we provide the software development services and also BPS services, which are back office processing solution to our client over the globe.
Great.
Why Vietnam? So as you know that Vietnam have a large population. We have over 90 million population. Many of our population is also very young. And as you know that you also go to the university. In the university in Vietnam, the science subject is prefers. And therefore, Vietnam can provide a good pool of resource to not only Nasdaq, but many other companies, foreign companies who intend to invest into Vietnam.
So how important does, say, a language certificate play in as a candidate's application to apply into the company?
Right. So our ambition is to become a technology company that can positively affect people's life. And what that means when it comes to our clients, transparency and communication are key to the long-term success partnership. So our engineers need to communicate very often with the clients, present their ideas, understand their problems, making the report. And therefore, English is an important factor that we focus in candidate resume.
Yes. In English, on the show here, the audience is learning about a wide range of different certificates in terms of language training. Are there kind of different certificates that the company looks for? And are there ranges of scores also that you aspire to if, say, this is before you get a chance to meet with the applicant and really get to know their communication skills?
Right. So having certificate like TOEFL or IELTS is a plus when you apply to Nasdaq.
Anything else you would like to advise on, say, people out there who are looking to get into the tech industry, fresh graduates out of school? What advice would you give them as someone who is operating a tech company?
Okay, so perhaps I would like to send this advice to students who are graduating perhaps in the next few years. So don't feel too much worry about having the hard skill, which means don't feel too much pressure on acquiring a lot of technology knowledge and forget about the soft skills, because they are equivalent, important in order to become a successful engineers. For the student, in order to successfully apply to the technology company, I would advise that you start acquiring, start practicing different soft skills right when you are in the university, so you'll be ready when you graduate and do the application to the companies.
Thank you very much,
Thank you, Zil,
for all of the great advice.
If you are looking to work, live, or study in an English-speaking country, or basically make yourself employable after graduating, then you must be able to demonstrate a high level of English language ability. Here are 3 English tests that are essential for job opportunities as well as integration into the community. These 3 tests are available to be taken in Vietnam. IELTS is the most popular English test. It is globally recognized by thousands of employers, universities, schools, and immigration bodies. The Pearson Test of English Academic is a computer-based academic English language test aimed at non-native English speakers who want to study abroad. PTE academic scores are accepted by thousands of institutions and approved by all UK, Australian, and New Zealand visa and immigration categories. Lingual Skill is a quick and convenient online test to help organizations check the English levels of individuals and groups of candidates, powered by artificial intelligence technology. Results are aligned to the Common European Framework of Reference, CEFR, the international standard for describing language ability. Besides having English capability, if you are aspiring financial professional, you need to equip yourself with some qualifications such as ACCA, the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants, and ICAEW, an internationally recognized certificate that teaches essential knowledge in business, finance, and accounting. Both will be discovered in the next sections of Study UK 101.
Hey there, we're back here in the studio, and we have some very special guests with us here today to continue this narrative of us talking about how UK skills in education can help us to prepare for a better career path in the future. We have first here Nguyễn Tuấn, who is the Manager of Financial Planning at Masan Group, and Phoebe Trang, who is currently a student, a third-year student at the National Economics University. They will share with us very particularly about qualifications, professional qualifications in auditing and accounting that you can take in order to prepare you for a career in those fields. So first of all, can you please share with us, Tuấn, about this particular qualification that you have acquired and how it has prepared you for the career that you're in at the moment?
Thank you very much for the question. So first of all, I want to say that ACCA stands for the Association of Certified Chartered Accountants, and we have a global community of more than 200 members and more than 500,000 future members. So this qualification is specialized in accounting and auditing and also finance, and this will prepare for the students a lot of knowledge about not only about the accounting auditing, but also for other professionals that you want to pursue in the future career, like finance, management accounting, or strategic planning.
Great. And Trang, how about you? I know you're taking a program that's also in auditing and accounting, but it's a different program from ACCA.
So I'm learning ICAEW CFAB integrated program, which belongs to the School of Accounting and Audit in National Economics University. So ICAEW is like a prestigious qualifications in terms of accounting, audit, economics and business in general. So ICAEW has been recognized in more than 170 countries in the world, and is kind of new approach to Vietnamese students. But I'm pretty sure that ICAEW is very prestigious and is open to a window of opportunities for students.
Wow. So our two guests have two different qualifications. I don't have the faintest idea about these qualifications. So can you tell us more about the differences and also some similarities that these two qualifications share in common?
I think that there's a lot of common things between the ICAEW and ACCA. Both qualifications focus on the basic knowledge and background about the financial planning and also accounting and auditing, and not about the technical skill. Nowadays, a lot of actual things in the professional career would added to the syllabus through two qualification. For example, a lot of applied knowledge that you will require in the real professional career would added in here for the soft skill and necessary skills you need in the workplace. So I think that's a common thing between the two qualification. Trang, can you add more?
So because I'm a student, so my perspective is from the perspective of former student, not from an employee like him. So according to what I have, done the research, so ICAEW is more details and more academic, while ICCA is more have an overview about the industry. So it depends whether you want to be a detailed person or you want to have an overview of the finance or economics, then you can choose the qualifications better.
Great. So just for our audience to understand, we have a lot of terms flying around, qualifications as, I'm probably as clueless as V when it comes to this, but for our audience to understand. So basically, this is a qualification that you will probably need, right? That will be very essential if you want to do a career in auditing and accounting. It's like if a lawyer needs a bar certificate, or a doctor needs to be able to overcome certain, or to have a qualification and title to be able to become a doctor. For our audience, the lay audience, why is this so necessary for those who want to study who want to pursue a career in auditing and accounting?
So, in my opinion, Vietnam, international integrations has become a thing that is so important and so common at the same time. And Vietnam is a typical example of that, transformations. So from my point of view, when I choose what to learn in my university, I'm looking for something that can make me go global. So qualification is something that has been worldwide accepted, and it's proof that I can adapt to the new changes in the whole world, and I can work in many markets also within the same industry. So having a qualifications is a proof that I can quick adapt and I can work in a synchronous system. And because of that, I can, integration is the main reasons for qualifications for me to learn.
Got it. So basically making yourself more employable. You can work anywhere in the world, basically,
yes. Yeah.
With these kind of qualifications. Is that right, Quân?
Just want to add more to the point of Trang here. So I think that the keyword is global qualification. Because nowadays there's a lot of universities. You can study in Vietnam or study in the UK or study in the other countries. However, ACCA qualification, for example, can provide you a global standard. So maybe the employer may not understand the syllabus of different universities, but when you mention about the ACCA, they understand there is a global standard applied for all the countries. All the members that belong to ACCA will go through the similar path if you want to achieve the qualification. This means that we have a standard that apply for everyone. From the employer perspective, it could be easier for the company to choose the candidate that could have the professional qualification like ACCA.
Exactly. Very enlightening. Makes you basically more competitive in the job market to be able to have that on your CV. But it is quite a long process, isn't it? Talk us through how long does it take to get this qualifications? What do you have to go through? And what are some of the challenges?
For example, for the ACCA qualification, we have in total 13 subjects. And talking about the time you require for the qualification, it will depend on the planning. For example, the normal process for the normal student could be take around 3 years. So I would recommend you, maybe if you start at the last year of the university, so it will take you around 2 years, the last year of the university and the first year of your business life to complete the foundation level, which is normally the 9 subjects of the ACCA. And for the remaining subjects, which is more difficult and require more arguments or more comprehensive conclusion or discussion, you can take it at the second year of your professional life. So normally it could take 3 years to finish the ACCA qualification.
And for you, Trang, you also have an early start, right?
Yeah. So like for ICW, like ACCA, normally people will learn it when they graduate, so that they can have better understanding and have better, like an overview about the industry. But like for my program, as I start earlier compared to the others, because I have to learn from the second year, and I have to like complete it before I graduate. So it is like a force for me like to learn, to push myself. Like I have to learn and have to be active in learning, so that I not only like to take the test, but also have an early approach to the finance and industry before I graduate, so I have a better what I should do in the future, for example.
That's true. And I think that helps you too, because when you graduate, you will have already been ready.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
So what is something attractive about auditing and, accounting field that make you change your major?
Actually, it's quite difficult to answer the question, because when I try the finance career, auditing career, I feel it's very fit to me. And the best thing about ACCA is I have the flexibility to do that, because in ACCA it's not only focus on the one side or one aspect of the finance career. You can have a very wide choice for the future career you want to do. So for ACCA, we will have the knowledge to support you if later on in the future you want to do in investment banking or finance or management accounting or become an accountant or CFO in the future. So it's very wide range of choice.
What should people prepare before taking the test or before learning for the qualifications? And what will be some learning approach to get that qualifications perfectly?
I think that the most important requirement is English skill, because all the syllabus in the textbook and also the examination will be in English. Yeah. So English is very important if you want to pursue any international qualification like ACCA. Yeah. So besides the English, I think that some basic background about the accounting or finance would be necessary, but it's not required. Because if you want, for example, if you want to change from the technology into the finance career, you can be equipped with your knowledge in some foundation level ACCA. So it's not very required for the ACCA, but English is very important.
So it's very important. Number one requirement. Do you want to add on?
Because we pursue the qualifications when we are students. So the very first skill, I totally agree because of the language. The second one is about self-learning. Because many people that I know that they can pursue the qualification successfully without going to the extra classes. They learn by themselves, because the books, the materials are very easy to understand. However, to understand deeply, you have to research online. Like for one word, it can have implies many meaning behind it. So self-learning is very important.
Wow. After this episode, can you teach me right away with any book that you have about auditing? That sounds really amazing to me. Very interesting. So that also marks the end of this episode and also the end of the series of Study UK 101. We've talked about a whole gamut of different things related to UK education, whether it be studying in the UK, getting your UK qualifications here in Vietnam, or using those skills and qualifications in order to put you in the right path for your career.
It's been a wonderful journey so far, and V, I hope you've learned more about UK education.
That's right. That's such an enlightening experience for me. And as I can tell to you all, the world of opportunities with the international students coming to UK or having UK qualifications right here in the country is open for everyone. And we would like to say thank you so much to all of the guests for joining us the show and sharing with us so much insightful information. We would like to say thank you to the British Embassy in Vietnam for assisting us with the series, and of course my beautiful co-host Chị Dương. And thank you very, very much to all of our audience for showing your support and your love to the show. And we would love to bring you the best knowledge ever and also the inspiration to study abroad and to get the career that you desire. Thank you so much for watching, and see you guys next time in the next series. Bye!
Because the last time I was at Comic-Con was I was there for Green Lantern, and that was tough. Like, you know, I'm so close to Deadpool and I'm so intimate with it that like I have zero objectivity. Walking into Comic-Con, everybody's laughing and smiling, and Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick and Tim Miller, the director, and everything, they're all just laughing and backslapping, and I just am sheet white and terrified because I have no idea how this is. I'm too close to it.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Talks at Google. Today, it is my pleasure to welcome Ryan Reynolds for Deadpool.
Right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Very nice to be here.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, I feel like I'm rubbing shoulders with real power. Here at Google. I love it.
Yes. Ryan, how excited are you for people to see this movie?
I could not be more excited, actually. I'm 11 years excited. When I talk about it, I always just grateful I'm wearing an adult diaper. This movie has been just the biggest pain in the ass to get made, and somehow, some way, the movie gods looked down on us and made that happen through a number of illegal transactions, not the least of which being our test footage leaking onto the internet accidentally about 2 years ago, and that's what gave us the green light. So I'm thrilled to talk about Deadpool movie because I never thought Deadpool would actually would exist. It's been an 11-year thing, and it's the worst relationship I've ever been in. But we're happily married now, and we're expecting.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
Would it be fair to say the internet helped make this movie happen?
No, it would be absolute fact to say that the internet is why I'm sitting here talking to you. Quite literally, it was the fans overwhelmed 20th Century Fox Studios with hate mail. I'm sure other illegal substances filled in all sorts of containers. They were vicious, and they so overwhelmed Fox with feedback and positive feedback about a Deadpool movie that here we are. With relatively short order, they were basically said, go make your movie and leave us alone, because we were sending emails. We sent emails to the heads of the studio that you would never send to the head of a major film studio. They were just borderline illegal. I think they were just happy to say, here's the green light, now please leave us alone.
When were you first introduced to the character of Deadpool?
I was on a set. I was on the movie Blade Trinity, which I hope most of you have not seen. But there's some fun parts in that movie. But it was a movie where I got to have a lot of fun. I got to do the movie with my friends. It was certainly the movie was fraught with a number of different frustrations that sometimes big movies can have. But I played a character in that movie that I guess resembles Wade Wilson in Deadpool, and a rival executive at another studio said, I saw a little piece of Blade, and you're Wade Wilson, you're Deadpool, and I didn't know at the time. This is in 2004. I didn't know who Deadpool was, and he said, trust me, if they ever make a movie about Deadpool, you're the only guy that can play Deadpool. So he sent me over all these comics, and I'm not a big comic book guy, but I really gravitated toward Deadpool. I fell in love with Deadpool. The first issue I opened up, I'm not making this up, I was on the panel. Like in the comic, it said Deadpool was saying, somebody asked him what he looks like. He says, I look like a cross between Ryan Reynolds and a Shar-Pei. So I kept reading them all, and I was just I fell so in love with this character. He was like meta. He breaks the fourth wall, addresses the audience. He knows he's in a comic book. I mean, in the film Deadpool makes fun of Ryan Reynolds, and I love that. I love that he gets to do that. It's a kind of a groundbreaking, genre-bending property, and the fact that a studio let us make it. Not just let us make it, but let us make it as a rated R movie was just, I mean, crazy. I couldn't believe it. So
It's I think Deadpool, the comic character, is definitely very self-aware, and you guys very much embraced that. And
yeah, we did. Yeah,
pop culture and other.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Cinematic
there's a ton of
history
pop
and-
culture references in it, and there's like the movie has over 100 Easter eggs too. I mean, there's just the little things like that. Some things that you may not see that I don't know if we ever get the opportunity to shoot another Deadpool movie or another 10 if I have my way. I'll use in those, so I don't want to really give them away. But there's so many great little Easter eggs. It was so much fun to plant all these things in the movie.
Of what you can tell us, what was one of your favorite things to film for the movie?
God, of what? Probably my favorite scene in the movie. There's a scene where Deadpool attacks another X-Men, and I just like that in this moment we're really embodying the moral flexibility of the character. I mean, that's one of the things that I personally love about Deadpool so much is that he ostensibly looks like a superhero, but he's morally flexible in every way. Like, and that to me is just you get a lot of superheroes that are tough and that talk like this and all that, But Deadpool's like he genuinely is a guy that'll just sort of help out whoever has the fattest wad of cash. And I love that about him. And so there's a scene where his ego gets bruised and he just attacks this X-Men named Colossus. And the scene, he ends up breaking every bone in his body attacking Colossus. And I just love that scene because he just never shuts up. The whole time he just keeps this running editorial going of everything that's happening. And that to me was a lot of fun. So
Every bone. It was.
Yes.
He's not
graphically too.
exaggerating.
Yeah.
What's one of the things that you did in the preparation process that you weren't sort of expecting to have a large effect on playing the part?
The prep for me was easy. It was basically being eased out of my mother's womb and then being fed enough to grow into adulthood and then beginning filming. I mean, to me, it was a matter of that marriage between myself, Rhett Reese, and Paul Wernick, and just finding these two writers that so understood everything that we were trying to do. And those guys have been such a privilege to not only to know, but to work with. Also, the thing I love about Deadpool is the marketing campaign is an extension of the film, which is not normal. Most times when you have a character that breaks the fourth wall and addresses the audience directly, the possibilities for a film are obviously limitless, but so is the marketing. So for me, the marketing's been a lot of fun. We've been shooting, I think we've shot over 40 viral videos, maybe only 12 or 15 we've released. That we have so many. I mean, it's just an embarrassment of riches. But half the time, it was just me and my iPhone, just shooting myself at the trailer or wherever, and while we were shooting. So that part's been amazing.
I think you guys have done a great job of building the excitement amongst the fans.
Yeah, it's hard. Well, not that many people knew about Deadpool a year ago, and I feel like they've done a great job of really introducing him to the uninitiated as well. So,
what's been one of the greatest sort of fan experiences? Because I think there's a very rabid audience who's excited.
Comic-Con, man. I mean, Comic-Con was crazy. I was nervous because the last time I was at Comic-Con was I was there for Green Lantern, and that was tough. Like you're. So, you sort of feel like, I'm so close to Deadpool and I'm so intimate with it that, like, I have zero objectivity. I mean, absolutely zero. So walking into Comic-Con, everybody's laughing and smiling, and Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick and Tim Miller, the director, and everything, they're all just laughing and backslapping, and I just am sheet white and terrified because I have no idea how this is. I'm too close to it. So then when our presentation played, we showed them about 3 or 4 minutes of the movie. And it finished, and they were all on their feet, and then they started chanting one more time. So they played it one more time, our presentation, and that to me was like, I was so surreal. It was such a magical moment.
I think a lot of people on the internet were curious, were there any on-set shenanigans? And if so, can you tell us about any of them?
Wow. Not a ton. Like, surprisingly, for a movie like this, there weren't a ton of on-set shenanigans. A lot of it was just alternate jokes. I mean, we just had so much fun with messing. I mean, it was just a matter of time that sort of pulled us away from each scene. But we would do 15 alt jokes for every one you see in the movie. So the home entertainment package or whatever the hell I'm like so old. I'm like, the Laserdisc package for this film is going to be exceptional. But the digital package that comes after, they're going to have everything. I mean, all the gag reel is just stupid,
like
stupid
a 9-hour cut.
Yeah, you could do like a 9-hour. I mean, there's so many little extras that stuff's going to be fun, I think.
All right, well, where do you think the character Deadpool could do the most good in the world we currently live in?
Oh, where he could do oh my God. Well, certainly the presidential election would be someplace that I would implement his
He's
unique,
Canadian, though. I don't know if he
unique
can,
skill set. Yeah, no, he can't. We did run a brief Deadpool for El Presidente campaign in the middle of our last week, I think, but we pulled it the same day because he's just too immature for that. So I think he could do some good there. I'd love to see him as a pundit because he can't really focus. So it would be fun to just see the tangents, you know. I would love to see Bill O'Reilly handle him. Yeah.
Yeah, the pundit with a mouth.
Right, exactly.
It's got a good ring to it.
Yeah.
Deadpool 2 of the pundit with a mouth.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much for joining us
Thank you
today.
so much. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank
This
you,
was
guys.
really fun. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Now it's time to study IELTS.
Dạ, chào chị. Một xôi lạnh. Chị ơi, bao nhiêu tiền? 10.000. Dạ, không sao, không sao.
Bạn có ăn được muối vừng không?
Ờ,
Ăn muối vừng không?
dạ, một chút. Ok.
Xong.
Dạ, cảm ơn nhiều.
Giờ sỏi gì?
Nói thêm thêm một chút.
Thế là sỏi rồi.
Dạ, dạ, cảm ơn chị. Alright, dạ, tạm biệt, hẹn gặp lại. V, wake up. V, you have your exam in 30 minutes. Come on. Come on, you gotta go to school. You gotta go, V.
What time is it?
It's 6:30. You gotta leave by 7. Let's go.
It's
Stop,
6:30?
Let's go. Yeah, you gotta get going. Wake up.
Are you serious?
Yes, come on. Get out here. Let's go. All right. I got you some food this morning, you know, because you have your big exam, so I was excited to help you out. So I got you some sticky rice peanuts, bananas, and some baby duck fetus.
I'm not gonna eat it. I'm gonna have some instant noodles.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Why?
I gotta go right now.
Okay. Be good luck. All right. I know you studied hard. Good luck. I'm crossing my fingers for you.
No, thank you. Bye.
Gotta go.
So
9 điểm trên tay, 1 điểm trên giấy.
okay. Care to explain how the test went?
Bad.
bad. Okay, can you elaborate a little bit more? Because I know you pulled an all-nighter. If somebody pulled an all-nighter, they stayed up all night to do something for her study.
Super bad.
Okay, super bad.
Knock on wood.
So V's knocking on wood. If somebody is knocking on wood, they kind of want to cancel some bad luck. So hopefully she did really well, so knock on wood.
No, I just do it because I often do it all the time.
Okay, but come on, V, tell me it. So it didn't go well.
Yes, everything.
Everything. So on a scale of 1 to 10, what score do you think you got?
2.
What, a 2?
Yeah.
Why?
It's throwing me a curveball.
So it threw you a curveball?
Yeah.
Hold on. All right, so what in the test? So it threw you a curveball, it threw you off guard. So what threw you off guard? What threw you a curveball in the test?
All the questions.
But you pulled an all-nighter. How is this possible?
I don't even know.
Ma, V? Don't talk. Let me explain to the camera. So V just said threw her a curveball or threw her off guard. In this situation, there's something on the test that she had no idea about and she was very surprised to see.
But you should have bought me, mung bean sticky rice, not peanut sticky rice, not baby duck fetus, not bananas.
All right, I'm a little lost for words right now. I don't know why. What is the problem here?
Okay, let me tell you something. In Vietnam, peanut means lạc.
I thought it meant Dao Pham.
Yeah, but in the north, we call them lạc, okay?
Okay.
So lạc, when we translate that word into English, it means get lost. So if we eat peanut sticky rice in the morning at the exam, we might get lost on the exam. Moreover, the baby duck fetus has the shape of a 0. We don't want to get 0 for the exam. Like, we cannot do the exam well. And furthermore, the banana skin is very slippery. We don't want to slip up on the exam. So, that means it's impossible to eat that.
All right, I'm
during
really
the
lost
exam
for
day.
words right now. I have no idea what to say. But you had instant noodles in a bowl, and the bowl was shaped as a 0 too.
Okay, are you thinking I'm trying to make up a story?
Well, I'm not. I'm a foreigner, so there's certain things that I'm still learning about Vietnamese culture. For you guys at home, I don't know if this is a universal thing, everybody believes this, or just the students, or some people. So in the comment section, please tell me. You guys can help me learn a little bit more, because I don't know if V is telling me the truth right now.
I'm telling the truth. It is the belief of a lot of Vietnamese people that I know. But Dustin, you are a foreigner, so no hard feelings.
Okay. All right. So V just mentioned no hard feelings. If you have no hard feelings, you're not upset about something from somebody. So, okay. But you guys, please tell me in the comment section. I have no idea if this is true or not. Curveball or throw through somebody off. So a curveball literally is when you're throwing a baseball and the ball curves. But in this situation, these two phrases have very similar meanings. So it's just kind of misguiding you or misdirecting you in a certain situation. So for example, V is taking a test and she studied very well. But some of the questions she didn't understand or she didn't study that part. It threw her a curveball or it threw her off. I had the seed in it. I just swallowed the seed.
Oh, you just swallow the seed. So the seed might go deep down into your body and it will grow into a tree and kill you from inside.
Hold on. Give me a second. I thought I was going to choke.
That was not a joke.
No, I choke like I can't breathe in the jaw. Ah!
I'm serious.
V, oi. No. That's
What?
just an urban legend, V. The tree's not going to grow inside of me, especially a jackfruit tree. That'd be huge. Can you imagine like a tree growing out? It doesn't work that way, V.
No, it will grow this way.
No, I really hate to be the bearer of bad news, the person to bring you bad news, V, but it doesn't work like that. So for example, it's like, some animals, when they consume the seed, it activates like the germination, like the acid in the stomach, so the seed actually will grow after the animal goes to the bathroom. Or even like in California where I live, we have a lot of fires, and some seeds actually require really high heat to germinate, to start growing. But it's not going to grow inside me, V. That's not going to happen. It's just an old wives' tale, urban legend.
Well, actually, a lot of people share. I mean, they have different beliefs, and a lot of people share this false belief every time. Like, for instance, in Vietnam, when we were kids, and our tooth fall out, we were asked to like throw the tooth up onto the roof.
Yeah.
For the lower teeth and for the upper teeth, we have to throw it down on the ground, so that the teeth might grow. How about the tooth fairy in USA?
Yeah. As like a kid, we had the tooth fairy. Like when your tooth fell out, you'd put it under the pillow.
Oh.
I don't think I ever did it, but it's common. But we have a lot of stuff too in the U.S., like Santa Claus. Like kids believe in Santa Claus. I totally believed in like Santa Claus, but
yeah.
No, the parents were just having fun with that. But I don't know. I should probably stop eating the jackfruits.
Why?
I have a stomach ache right now. I've eaten so much. This is my third tray.
You should go to the doctor right away.
We'll see. Let me think about it. Give me like 10 minutes. I need to lay down. Give me a second.
Okay.
Oof. Bearer of bad news. If somebody is the bearer of bad news, they are delivering the bad news to someone. For example, I'm V's boss, and V works for me. Unfortunately, I'm going to fire her. So I'm going to be the bearer of bad news, and I got to let her go. I got to tell her she's fired.
Why are you here?
I'm just looking at you, looking at yourself in the mirror, and I'm just kind of curious what you're doing.
Yes, and I wish I could be taller. Oh, how tall are you?
Me? I'm 1.91.
What?
How tall are you?
1.63?
That's a normal height, right? For like a Vietnamese girl? Or is that tall or short? I don't know.
But I wish I could be taller so that I could join a supermodel contest.
Well, I hate to break it to you, V, but there's not much you can do about getting taller. But you gotta be comfortable in your own skin, okay?
Yes, I am comfortable in my own skin, but sometimes I'm not because of my height. But I heard through a grapevines that we can get naturally taller by eating better diets and standing on your tippy toe.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me explain a few phrases to the camera. So I just mentioned comfortable in your own skin. That's just being comfortable who you are. Also, hate to break it to you, you're the person delivering bad news. And heard through a grapevine, maybe heard some rumors or gossip or informal information, and that's what V thinks right now. But V, yes, you could stand on your tippy toes. That's good. But if you were as tall as me, though, as a woman, that's maybe a little excessive. It's a little too tall. But you're a girl, so you can get away with being short, even shorter too.
But I would prefer my height to be 1.71 so that I could join the Miss Universe.
Yeah, you get some like super high heels. You're standing up here, they'd be perfect. There's no problem.
But, you know, at the end of the day, I still want to be taller.
Yeah, but V, again, I said you gotta be comfortable in your own skin. Because, you know, it's like my family, for example, my dad is the short one. My mom is the tall one. So my mom, like here, my dad here.
So
my
the gene is from your mom's.
Yeah, so like the genes or genetics aspects to being taller. Yeah, my mom was 1.85. She's tall, very tall for a woman. Yeah.
Wow.
My dad's like 170 something. He's the small one in the family.
But still very, very tall in Vietnam.
Yeah, for sure. But V, there's not really much you can do about getting taller. You're already an adult. You finished puberty, so good luck.
I suppose.
Yeah, there's not much you're gonna be able to do, V. Comfortable in one's skin. So if somebody is comfortable or somebody is not comfortable in their own skin, they are either confident or not confident with themselves. So for example, V wants to be taller, and I think she needs to be comfortable in her own skin. She should be okay and confident with the height that she is.
Okay, so guys, in the most cases, you will reach your peak height by the time you're done with your puberty. But I really want to be taller, so do you think, are there any ways that I can increase my height without
wasting my time. Like, all of these things are so time-consuming, so time-consuming. Do you have any idea? Or should I go to the pharmacist and take some supplement or medicine to get taller? Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Let's go.
Whoa, 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 whoa! What is this? What is this, V?
Medicine to get taller.
Oh. And where did you find this? Let me see it first. Let me see it. Ju, don't take it. Let me see it.
What? Hey, Dustin. Don't worry. It's legit. It's a sacred cow. Millions of people have been using it, and it works for every single one of them. Trust me.
Okay, so V just mentioned sacred cow. If something is a sacred cow, it's legitimate. Nobody questions it, and it's seen as like factual evidence or factual information. Like V. So when you tell me millions of people have tried it, that's like my first skepticism. You know, I'm like, okay, millions of people have tried it, and it's worked for millions. It works for everybody. Nothing works for everybody. This is probably just snake oil.
But they told that on their website, so I just believe them.
Okay. Hold on, V. So if something is snake oil, it's false. It's false medicine. It's not true. But V, you know, the thing is, every website always tells you, yes, 100% guaranteed. This. And then you read the fine print, it's like no refunds. And they're just trying to con you into buying it.
So how could I do to get taller? I mean, I've tried everything, and it's just a waste of time.
But V, the thing is, it's like, first off, having a supplement, you know, a lot of supplements aren't scientifically tested, so you can claim a lot of stuff. And there actually is one thing that you could do to get taller, but I don't think you're gonna wanna do it.
Operation?
Yes! Where it's, I don't know if they do it on the thigh or the lower part of the leg, but they literally will break your leg and they have pins inside and they slowly extend it over months, so your bone grows longer.
Oh my
That's like the one thing you could do to actually get taller. But I don't know a lot about it. I don't know the recovery process. I just know it takes a very long time, and you're going to be bed bound, like stay in your bed the entire time.
I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna give up. There's literally no way to get taller.
Yeah, because again, like you're an adult now. You finish puberty, V. Like when you're younger, you know, a lot of genetics come to play. Diet, but I'm not sure if they know exactly what the diet is, because there's some groups of people who are very tall, some are shorter, and there's a lot of factors involved with that. But yeah, you just got to be comfortable in your own skin, V.
Could you give it back to me?
No, I'm not giving it back to you. You're gonna like sneakily like take it all. I'm putting this one back in here. I don't want you to take this
No,
one.
let me put it in the trash.
No. The trash. You're gonna literally put it in the trash.
Yeah. Because I trust you, Dustin.
Okay.
Thank you
For what?
for helping me to know what is true and what is not.
Okay, but please, I know you, V. You're gonna secretly take it when I'm not looking. I'm watching you. Sacred cow and snake oil. So if something is a sacred cow, the information is not criticized and is considered legit and factual. Snake oil is kind of the opposite, where it's probably false, it's fake, and maybe a scam. For example, I'm looking for a superfood online, and I found something that's a sacred cow, and nobody disagrees with it. So I bought it. But as soon as I bought it, I actually found some research papers talking about it, and it's just snake oil. It's not true, and it's not going to do anything for me or anybody else.
V, you may not get taller, but you can get more beautiful by having enough sleep, taking care of your skin in the right way, reading more books to get more intelligent, and that's how you get more beautiful inside outside. And a lot of people also share the false belief that if you want to be prettier, you should use the most expensive cosmetics, but that's wrong, guys. It's really important to choose something that is suitable for your skin type. It's good for your skin, not the most expensive one, not the cheapest one. Just use something that you feel really good inside and outside, and you're good to go. Just like me, my cosmetic is not that expensive, but it's really good, so I like it.
Study IELTS.
Đã đến phần cuối của chương trình rồi. Có bạn thì cũng đã đi ngủ rồi, có bạn thì vẫn còn miệt mài, như là Cool Boys, Trần Duy Toản. Lúc đầu anh cứ tưởng tượng Cool Boys là một cậu phải rất là kiểu như là trẻ trâu á, nói chuyện kiểu lúc nào cũng vào chờ em đi, nhưng mà thực ra Cool Boy là một bạn rất là tình cảm, cũng như là rất là chịu khó để nốt lại. Và thường là các bạn hay thấy Cool Boy hay xuất hiện ở những cái khung giờ sau, bởi vì muộn trễ mới vô, bởi vì chắc là cũng bận các cái công việc học tập khác nhau. Nhưng mà shout tụi em ngày hôm nay cũng anh để ý từ đầu đến giờ em cũng đã rất là nhiệt tình mỗi lần em xuất hiện, không chỉ là chào đi mà còn rất là chịu khó để học cùng với cả lớp. Cảm ơn các em rất là nhiều nha. Cảm ơn Giang Nguyễn, B English Study, Study as a B. Cảm ơn Phan Hà, cảm ơn Giang Nguyễn. Em quên nốt từ nhưng mà anh thấy phần đầu em cũng rất là nhiệt tình, hăng hái. Nhưng mà cái việc giao tiếp trong nhóm nhớ nha, ai sẽ là người nốt từ, bởi vì đó sẽ là legacy của các bạn, sẽ là di sản của các bạn để lại cho hậu thế. Biết đâu đó sẽ là một cái bí kíp hay ho về từ vựng, từ chương trình. Không, em không xin lỗi, đừng phạt em. Bữa nay Sun Serious chắc đi chơi với bạn gái hay gì á mà không thấy xuất hiện nữa. Love that, thanks a lot. Ok, em lâu rồi chưa xem đến cuối. Trời ơi, nghe xúc động dễ sợ, chưa xem đến cuối ha. Bữa nay xem đến cuối. Cảm ơn tất cả mọi người đã giữ sóng cùng với IELTS Face-Off, không chỉ là chỉ để xem mà còn để học, còn để chia sẻ. Và cái list từ, cái list expression nó cứ kéo dài ra mỗi một ngày. Các bạn nhớ nha, các bạn có thể liên hệ cùng với các bạn admin, như là ở đây thì có nhiều người lắm. Ở đây có Giang, rồi có Trường Xuân Official, rồi Hồng Vân, Duy Toản, toàn là gương mặt thân quen luôn. Cho nên là chill with Coconut em vừa chạy deadline xong, mừng quá. Chúc mừng những bạn nào đã vừa chạy xong deadline, bởi vì các bạn còn có cái sự bền bỉ để tiếp tục chiến đấu, đúng không? Mới đầu tháng 9 thôi, còn rất nhiều deadline ở phía trước. Nhưng mà shout out đến những thiên thần đã chạy xong deadline, hoặc là dù có deadline thì cũng vẫn còn thức với chương trình đến tận bây giờ. Cảm ơn Trường Xuân Official, cảm ơn Chill with Coconut. Trời, bữa nay anh Trần Duy Toản hăng hái. Trần Duy Toản bây giờ lên chức lớp phó rồi. Bữa sau anh còn đang định upgrade cho Trần Duy Toản lên làm admin để có thể trò chuyện với các bạn, nhưng mà dưới identity của Face-Off. Dạ, cảm ơn Giang Nguyễn. Ước mong anh có ước mơ em sẽ trở thành musketeer trẻ nhất Việt Nam tham gia Face-Off. Chill with Coconut, em chạy xong em vẫn nhớ ra like. Trời ơi, dễ thương quá à. Ok anh, tự nhiên ok cái gì? Nguyễn Khắc Hùng Anh, Nguyễn Khắc Hùng Anh rất là dễ thương. Trường nó đi ngủ rồi nhưng mà Hùng Anh thì vẫn còn thức, những bạn học cùng lớp. Có đứa thì mệt, có đứa thì không mệt. Rất là dễ thương. Anh khích lệ em đi, phải khích lệ chứ, bởi vì là các bạn xứng đáng là những thiên thần, bởi vì các em có rất là nhiều những cái nguồn tài nguyên khác nhau và em sử dụng nó một cách rất là hiệu quả, không chỉ là group chat, không chỉ là YouTube, đó các bạn đều học rất là hiệu quả. Bữa nay Leo chắc nó cũng bận quá nó không vô được, nhưng mà không sao, tụi em đều bọc lót cho nhau rất là giỏi. Sẽ cố gắng follow theo anh. Cảm ơn B English nha, Study as a B, học chăm như con ong, dễ thương quá. Em cũng cố gắng chăm chỉ giống như là mọi người đi. Anh được tiếp xúc với lại Toản thì anh nghe được rất là nhiều những cái trăn trở, nhưng mà cũng rất là nhiều những hoài bão của Toản. Anh tin rằng là Toản sẽ còn đi xa và sẽ còn gắn bó với cả team Face-Off cùng với như là các bạn ở trong cái group nhỏ nhỏ rất là nhiều. Ok, còn bây giờ thì chúng ta đã đến lúc phải nói lời chào tạm biệt với nhau rồi. Anh chúc cho các bạn ngủ ngon, chúc cho các bạn mà chưa chạy xong deadline thì bây giờ có nhiều cái động lực để có thể chạy tiếp deadline. Chúc cho tình yêu của các bạn cũng luôn tươi đẹp, mặc dù là đôi khi chúng ta cũng phòng không chiếc bóng. Anh sẽ chọn một bài hát của phim Glee để khép lại ngày hôm nay. Glee cũng là một trong những cái ký ức thanh xuân của rất là nhiều người. Chúng ta sẽ cùng đến với ca khúc cuối cùng của ngày hôm nay, Marry You với Glee.
I just really love you.
I love you too.
We're looking for something dumb to do. Hey baby, I think I wanna marry you.
Is it the look in your eyes, or is it this dancing juice? Who cares, baby? I think I wanna marry you. Well, I know this little chapel on the boulevard we can go. Shots of Patron.
And it's on, girl. looking for something dumb to do.